All right, Devastator Squad, good evening. Happy almost Friday, man. Welcome in, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. It's Master Duel time again. Back to hopefully us getting more of our Primite Blue Eyes White Dragon stuff finished off. We're also hoping for, I don't know, at least one nice like hand trap that we could add in, whether it be Dominus Purge, Moltron Fuvalas, or good old Mr. Rock Nibiru. You know, we got options, right? We got options. Of course, everything is ultra rare, but it is what it is. Miguel starting us off, rolling in, man, with that $5 super chat, brother. Thank you so much, man, for the $5, brother. Holy moly. Thank you so much, dude. Guys, get some love in the chat. Holy moly. This guy rolling in. Thank you so much, dude. Synchron, good to see you as well. TJ in the house, good to see you, TJ. Jazz, what's up, dude? Oh, we got Jazz's, hold up. We got something on deck for Jazz. We got something on deck for Jazz. Other than, also our obviously your new emote you guys have for Mr. Jazz here, jazzing it up. Beast Tamer, welcome in. Good to see you. How's it going, my friend? Welcome aboard. Do I have Instagram, TJ? I do have an Instagram. I just like never use it, dude. I like never on there. I use Facebook a lot for like my stuff. Great way to like keep in contact with me. You guys can definitely follow me on Facebook. Links are in my, you know, channel page for all that stuff. I do have Discord, obviously, YouTube, Twitch, etc. We have pretty much everything. I just need to utilize everything, I guess. But here's something for Chaz.
And I'm here too. Jazz it up. That's right. Say it again. Jazz it up. Jazz it up.
That's your thing, bro, right there. That's it. Guys, make sure to smash the like button, please, and thank you as well as you're tuning in. Smash that like button, guys, please and thank you. Gotta get those likes going. YouTube likes the like button to be hit. That's why we do it. That's why we ask, because YouTube tells us we have to. Yes, I gotta give you your card, brother. You won that beautiful Galaxy Eye Cypher Dragon QCR. Juan in the house, good to see you, Juan. Welcome in, our newest channel member from the other nights, joining the Ultra tier, our first ever Devastator Squad member to get the ultra rare Kaiba signed. That is absolutely cool. That was really fun to do that. That shipped out today, by the way, Juan. You'll be getting your QCR Utopia and then that ultra rare Kaiba that I signed for you for joining the channel members the other day. Those will be on your way. You'll get them, I don't know, probably in the next couple days or so. It is not. Welcome in. Hey, yo to you too, my friend. Welcome aboard. Welcome aboard, man. TJ says coming in hot. Yeah, Miguel came in out of nowhere with that super chat, man. Holy moly. Holy moly. Oh, man. Real quick though, before we get cruising into our, you know, we got the puppies here. We got one of them. We got Marlon. I just want to give a shout out to, I got to make some really nice graphics, updated graphics for our channel members and for our Patreon subscribers. So I always just want to give you guys huge shout outs. I know this is one of the things you guys get, obviously, is shout outs on all my videos and streams, on screens and stuff. So first off, I just want to say, it is not with the $5 super chat, man. Thank you so much. Holy moly. Yo, get some love in the chat for it is not with the $5 super, man. Thank you so much. Hold on, let me replay the alert for you. Let's see here. Oh my gosh.
I see.
Oh my gosh.
No idea
Jazzing
you
it
were such
up.
a big fan of mine.
Coming in with the 10, bro. The 10, bro. The 10. The
And
10.
I'm here too. Jazz it up. That's right. Say it again. Jazz it up. I see. I had no idea that you were such a big fan of mine.
Holy moly, man. Jazz it up, bro. Sheesh. Thank you so much, guys, for those super chats. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much, guys. You get puppies just wrestling in the background, bro. They were huge Hulk Hogan fans. And puppies are going wild. Rest in peace, dude. Seriously though, to that legend. We've lost some good ones this week, man. Ozzy Osbourne and Hulk Hogan. And I also seen a post about Chuck Mangione passing away as well. I don't know if that one's real yet. I'm still waiting to see more sources on that, but I've also seen that one. So like, man, we're just losing some legends, dude. Holy smokes. Holy smokes. Yeah, definitely get that rest in peace, man. That rest in peace, for sure. For sure. Smash the thumbs up button, please, and thank you, chat. Get those likes cruising. Well, I was saying before, you guys have been crazy with all those super chats. I just want to give a big shout out to all the members of the Patreon, especially our dictators of devastation, Wyving Guy, Larry, Quinn, Savvy, Captain Trips, Puppy Pack, our kings of devastation, Essel Spartan, Cerberus, Condor, and of course, my wonderful mother. My dad's a part of that as well. My dad was my biggest fan. I miss my dad. My dad as well. And our moon tier, Zephyros, big shout out. Also to all of our Kaiba-mans, man. Look at this new graphic we got, bro. With the freaking Kaiba-man, the legend back there. Big shout out to all of our tier 1 Kaiba-mans on the left there. And our tier 2 Kaiba-mans, Larry, Puppy Pack, and Main Phase 1. Thank you guys so much for your support and becoming channel members. Becoming those Kaiba-men. Absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. Thank you guys so much for that. Yo, shout out to the moon, welcome in. Do I play Blue Eyes IRL? I do. I absolutely do. I am a Blue Eyes connoisseur, if you will. Blue Eyes connoisseur. Crazy shift in life right now. I know. Hold on, you got another question. Let me scroll up real quick. Jazz said, random off question. You got Hollow Red MDs before I order these platinum ones? I do. I've got super rare ones. Let me see how many we got left in stock. Hold up. Got one of these Edison binders, brother. Red MD. Yeah, I remember getting some in not too long ago. Yeah, I've got one left, dude. One super rare left. Right there. Absolute Power Force special edition. Super rare Red MD. Technically was the first like main printing of it after the Jump promo. Back in the 2009 or something like that when it came out. But yeah, if you need this, let me know. Dude, I send it your way. 100%. You know I hook it up. You know I hook it up. Do I do any vlogs, regionals, or locals or anything? I would love to do that. I would love to do that. This next week, I'm gonna go check out some of the stores in North Carolina, and as long as the shop owner and the community and like duelists and stuff are cool with me filming there, man, I would love to do that type of stuff. I'd love to do that type of stuff. I tried to do a little bit of that when I was out in Utah, but it didn't work out too well. Not all the duelists are on the same page of being on camera, so kind of just wasn't able to do that. But I haven't been to any big events really in a while. I went to one this year so far, which is YCS Houston, where I won the YCS Houston VIP qualifier tournament for the state of Utah, and so I got a nice, beautiful, fun little vacation to hang out with some of my good friends out there and play in that YCS, and did really, really well. I was one win away from getting into the top cut. I was so proud of myself. First time I'd gone and played a like actual Yu-Gi-Oh event since 2019. So I was really, really cool to go out for the first time and like really bring the heat with Blue Eyes, man. It was cool. And what was really cool about that experience was I got to meet some of you guys there, some of the fans of the channel. I was not expecting that, you know. I was seeing like friends and stuff, fellow duelists from Utah, or people I knew from the past, from like California and other places and stuff like that. But I was having duelists coming up to me and they recognized me in the Kaiba jacket, and they were just like, "Oh my gosh, bro, it's Dawson's Devastator, man! Like, I watch your channel." I was like, "That's so wild." I just like, it was cool. It was really humbling, you know, really humbling that people like picked me out in the crowd, you know, and came up to me and like introduced themselves. Like, that was really cool. Shadow says, used to live in North Carolina near the Queen City. Nice. Yeah, we just got here to North Carolina almost 2 weeks ago now, and very cool place so far. I'm very excited to go check out all of the Yu-Gi-Oh around here. I've heard nothing but great things from people in the chats and also on Facebook, Discord and stuff. People adding me to groups and servers, you know, to kind of like acquaint me with some of the people around here in the stores and things. So I'm very excited. A lot of cool content to come, man. I'm full-time content creator now, you know, starting basically like this week. You know, we're full-time content creators now. So you guys will see me on the channel pretty much like every day, whether it be a video or a live stream. And you'll also see my beautiful dogs. They love to do that a lot. They like to wrestle and stuff. Come to the Arbet? I would love to, man, but I cannot make it out to Colorado. We have just so much coming up and so much to do right now. I can't travel at the moment. But trust me, I'd love to. I would love to. I'd love to go to the Arbet. I'd love to go to YCS Anaheim. But they're all, anything right now traveling wise outside of like, you know, just around North Carolina, like South Carolina, you know, around this area, right? Will just be like really big maybes, because, you know, with the baby on the way, I don't want to be like far away from my wife, you know, for any kind of circumstance, right? Unless it's like absolutely vital or necessary, you know. But we'll see, man. We'll see what it holds. But I know there's gonna be a lot of those events in the future. You know, so once baby comes and we got all dialed in, and our little one is all settled in, you know, we can make our way back around. You know, I'd love to come back and visit Utah, of course, at some point in the near future. Definitely miss you guys. Definitely miss you guys for sure. Shadow says, congrats on the new edition. Very blessed. Thank you. Cheers to you. Cheers to you. I'm drinking my vitamin C right now, you know. I gotta stay healthy. Gotta stay healthy. I like those super chat comments, by the way. The burrito money, double the burrito money. that was good. That was good. But yeah, tomorrow there's going to be a video coming out on our channel, guys. Definitely make sure to keep your eyes out for that. Turn on those notifications if you haven't turned your notifications on yet, to keep up to date with stuff. Like I said, you'll see stuff on the channel a lot now that we're dialed in and getting just able to do this like full-time adventure. And yeah, the video coming out tomorrow is going to be really cool. Is a lot of really good information to talk about. A lot of updates for like the things on the channel coming up, updates about my life. I'm actually going to also share you guys stuff about my baby. I'll tell you guys what the gender is and show some pictures of my baby to you guys, and just share with you a lot of really wonderful things that we're excited about for our little one on the way. So I'm really stoked to share that video with you guys this coming you know, tomorrow and weekend. So definitely enjoy that, you know, get our wholesomeness, you know. And those puppies are really going at it back there, dude. Marlon. Oh yeah, they're having fun. They're having fun. Yeah, you guys can make your predictions all night in stream. Let me know if you think if I'm having a girl or a boy. You can just put your predictions in the chat. And if you get it right, you'll get bragging rights of you voted. You chose wisely for what little baby Dazu's gonna be. Am I planning on YouTube, Twitch, and Patreon for my main sources of income? Yes, though YouTube, Twitch, and Patreon for my main sources of income for myself, plus my store. I do have a TCG store on for eBay. I opened it. I mean, I used to do eBay a lot back in the day. but I just reopened my store and got things going in this last like 9 months or so. And that's been doing very, very well. I've got a lot of stuff. I think I passed 5,000 transactions in this last 9 months, just like a couple weeks ago, which is like a huge thing for me. That's pretty awesome. Like the volume is good. A lot of people are getting cards from me. I love to help people out with cards off of eBay as well. You guys know, especially they got Utah guys. You guys know I like to hook you guys up, especially if you're a Patreon member. You guys get crazy good discounts on stuff, like really good hookups. You guys know I take care of you guys. As I know Yu-Gi-Oh is expensive and it's hard to get cards. And one of the things that I like to be able to do is provide a way to obviously give away stuff on the channel, on our streams and on our videos, but also provide cards to players, you know, as best as I can. And my prices on my like eBay store include everything as well. So shipping fees, everything's already included in the price, which is one thing I really like about it. Whereas it's not like TCG Player where it's just like every, you know, card has to have like a $2 shipping fee on top of it, or you have to spend a bunch of money, 50 bucks or whatever, to get like free shipping. I get free shipping on everything because it's already calculated into the price of the card. So it's really nice. I really am proud of the store, and it's growing a lot, and I still have so much to list. I have tens of thousands of cards that I need to still list up between GOAT, Edison format, Redo format, Modern Yu-Gi-Oh, collections. Like, I kind of have like categories. Even I have One Piece inventory. I put up Pokemon cards from time to time. So, I try to do as much as I can, you know. No TCG Player. I have never tried TCG Player for myself to sell on. I'm not the biggest fan of TCG Player. I've always been a bigger advocate for eBay, both as a buyer and as a seller. I feel like as a buyer, you get better protection. And you also get better like confidence in what you're buying, because it forces you to put more details about all the items, of course. And then also there's pictures. So there's actually pictures and photos. And some people, you know, like myself, like I like to put a lot of detailed photos, especially if it's cards of like collector value or like high rarities, you know. That's one thing I've always liked about eBay, and it blows my mind that TCG Player does not require people to list with photos. I just find that to be so bizarre. And then the other thing too I like about eBay more than TCG Player from the seller's perspective, for those who've never done it before, is you get paid out every single day. Every 24 hours when your order's processed, and they process through whatever the payment method was. It could be Venmo, credit card, PayPal, doesn't matter. Within 24 hours, you get that first like batch of orders from the 24 hours, you know, sent to you like as a payment. Whereas on TCG Player, depending on which level your account is and activity and stuff, you could take anywhere from 1 to 2 weeks to get paid out, because it's a little bit different how they do it over there. You know, and if you're someone who just like really needs access to cash flow really quickly, or you just like you want to see like the dividends and the returns faster, I just feel like, you know, eBay has that really like on lockdown. The other big thing I like about eBay too is it allows you to do tracked envelopes just in-house for like 64 cents. It's cheaper than a stamp, and you get it's insured as well, so the person buying the card has insurance and tracking on it. And we only, as sellers, we only pay like 64 to 70 cents for these, and it goes everywhere in the territories of the United States. So it's US and like Guam and Puerto Rico, like places like that as well, which is really cool. eBay also has built-in international as well, because they have centers around the United States where you can literally do those, you know, like a couple dollars, it's like 70 cents or like $1, $2, $4. Like it's super cheap. And people from international can buy from you and get their stuff sent to them from the eBay distribution once you mail them the package. Like it's really cool. I don't know if TCG Player can do that. And one of the other things I really like about eBay as a seller is you just have so much more freedom, I think, to kind of like showcase what you can do. I don't know, we're getting off topic here talking about card sales, but you have so much to list for eBay, but random items. Trips in the house. What's up, dude? Y'all looking while I do some work at home? Oh, I saw Synchron earlier. You mentioned the new badge. Yeah, I added up a new badge for the channel members. Once you get So once you get to the 1 year mark, so 12 months as a channel member, you get the new badge, which is the Kaiba Man, the legend. So you become a legend. 12 months, Kaiba Man, you become a legend, just like the rest of them, right? You agree expensive cards that are old and rare, especially I do eBay precisely for the picture and the safety mainly. Yeah, it's really, really good. And then eBay has like the top rated seller stuff, and you can have top rated seller plus, and you just also, I don't know. All things aside though, the biggest thing for me as a seller on eBay that I like over every other platform is the ability to ship cards and entire orders in tracked envelopes for 64 cents up to $1.25. And you can do that for up to like 3 or 4 ounces, which is like play sets of cards. And it's like, that's like anywhere from 4 to 6 cards, which is insanely good. That's really, really good. So you don't have to, you know, go in and be like, oh yeah, you got to spend $5 minimum or $50 minimum to get free shipping from me, you know? And it's almost every time I buy on TCG Player, I don't have tracked envelopes either. It blows my mind. I've bought like QCR Blue Eyes White Dragons on TCG Player, and they don't even put them in tracked envelopes with insurance or anything. And I'm like, what are you doing, man? That's risky business right there. That's crazy. $100 order and you're not going to track it? That's insane. I track everything I do. Literally every transaction on eBay is tracked. Everything. Doesn't matter if the card is 50 cents or $500. I track literally every transaction for every person that buys from me. You know, just feel like it's this super, super helpful and safe for everybody all around. Genesis in the house, what's up? You ordered your 3rd QCR Christia yesterday, your wallet is cooked? Oh no, how much are QCR Christias these days? I'm curious, let me see. QCR Christia. They gotta be a lot, because, you know, good card. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Dang, man, cheapest one on TCG Player is $97.97, bro, from a verified seller. It's $100. Whoa, man. Crazy, dude. Crazy. Galactic, what's up, man? Oh, what's going on? You got some issues with the workplace? Juan says, like original blue, yes, for example, so many expensive moderately played or worse are expensive, but no way to know how bad they look to make it worth buying unless it's local pickup. Yeah, that's true. That is very, very true. It's all preference. I know some people like just only like TCG Player. They like, you know, to go and see like, oh yeah, this card, you know, is like $2 on eBay, but it's like 10 cents on, you know, TCG Player. And it's just like, it's all relative, you know, because at the end of the day, you have to pay taxes on the TCG Player purchase of 10 cents, and then you also have to pay the $1.50 shipping. So it's like you basically just spent the same, right? For a bulk card, right? I don't know. It's like I said, it's all relative. It really is. It's all relative. People can choose and whatever they choose, you know. I know there's also the new platform that came out pretty recently, Card Trader. I've been toying around with that one myself. They actually reached out to me and wanted to sponsor my channel and give you guys like discounts. You know how like you watch like people like MCO40 and stuff, and they're just like, oh yeah, you get, you know, 5% off Kong's cards or tier 0 games or whatever. The Card Trader, the whole marketplace. I know TCG Player does that too with John Moore on House of Champs. They want to do the same thing for my channel and for all of our community members. So if you guys shop on Card Trader, you can get 5% off every single time you order, and then that goes, you know, as a commission to me on every sale. So it's just a little quick kickback, saves you money, and I get a little something, you know, for the time. So yeah, I'm gonna do a video for their platform this next week. They want to do a sponsored video for me, and honestly, look out for that video because I was very amazed. Honestly, I was very amazed at how the platform functions and how it works and the ease of it and how fast stuff came. Because one of the big selling points of Card Trader is it has sellers all around the world on it. So you could get stuff shipped from like Germany, Italy, UK, Greece, whatever, to the United States, or from Canada. And you can buy all the different foreign languages if you're a foreign collector like me. I love foreign cards, always have. So it's cool. I can go on there and I could order all these cards from other countries at no additional cost, because they have this thing called, very similar to eBay, where you could buy all this stuff from these other countries and they just ship it to a distro center for the company, and then they just mail it straight to you. So it's like, bro, I got a huge package right here of stuff. This is all from Europe. This is entirely filled. There's like hundreds of cards in here that I ordered for the video. And this is all stuff that came from Germany, Belgium, Italy, France, UK, all over Europe, man. And there's like maybe like 1 or 2 US sellers in this. So it's really, I'm super excited to go through this, bro. Super excited. You'd say TCG Player has so many cards worth cents and the free shipping for $5 is amazing. Yeah, if you just need a bunch of bulk, that's where TCG Player is really, really helpful. Because a lot of the bulk stuff doesn't really find its way on eBay. It's not worth selling there because you'll just lose money on it. So TCG Player is good to have volumes of like bulk stuff for people to just like fill up carts full of like commons and 10-cent cards or whatever that you just can't move elsewhere. That's one of the big things about TCG Player stores that eBay just really can't do, because you can't sell a card that cheap on eBay anyways. When you do like the buy it now stuff, like the minimum price you can list it for is 99 cents. So like you have to like make sure you're only doing cards that are like better than $1, you know. But yeah, Jazz, if you want that Red MD, dude, let me know, man. I'll hook it up. Hook it up. Master Duel. Oh, what happened to my what happened to my thing? My chat got crashed. Hold on. All right, let me bring the chat back up. 1 second. We're still live, right? Like I didn't get crashed or anything. We still good? We still live and everything? Alive and well? Still here? Perfect. Perfect. But yeah, dude. Let's get on a Master Duel here.
If there is intelligent life out there,
like Kaiba says,
then let's teach him how to duel.
Teach him how to duel, brother. Come on. First, we gotta get our Malice cards packs. We can do a Dazu Cup. Can't call it the Devastator Cup because deck Devastators already. Yeah, we'll do a Dazu tournament for stuff. We will. I've got a lot of stuff cooking right now for like events, both remote duels over like webcam, you know, and also for Master Duel. I just really want to like play and let you guys have the chance to play a lot as well. And I'm gonna host stuff for Modern and Master Duel, and also host stuff for Time Wizard. Goat and Edison are the ones I'm really interested in supporting. Even though I obviously would like to play all of them, but I know Goat and Edison are just such a blast, you know. Edison's my absolute favorite. You know, I love me some Edison, dude. Pretty cool to hear that Edison is like very apparently very popular here in North Carolina as well. I heard there's like some stores that do like big monthly events every month where they give away stuff like Switches as prizes. Like that's wild, dude. It's crazy. It's awesome. You went to the card shop inside your mall today. They were doing 2 live breaks, a case of Final Fantasies, and you know, of course they were. Of course they were. They're trying to cash in. They're trying to cash in, man. They're trying to cash in. They're trying to cash in, bro. It's too crazy, dude. Like I was talking about this earlier, and like I don't know. It's just it's very frustrating to me, like to watch all of this like influx of people into this like the trading card game hobbies, specifically Magic and Pokemon, that literally do not care about it in any way, shape, or form, other than to just make money, and that's it. All they want to do is like beat everybody out and just try to like make all this money on you over what? Over just like some Pokemon pack. It just blows my mind, dude. blows my mind that those games, like, you people do the things that they do. Like I couldn't do that, man. I could not morally do that. Like if I was a Pokemon creator and I was like getting packs and stuff and boxes and whatever, I could not morally sit on here and just be like, yeah, man, go invest in Pokemon and like and buy all this stuff, man. And at the same time, yeah, buy my packs too, because you know, I got these packs from distribution, and I'll sell them to you for $15 instead of $20. Right? Forget it. Like I get when there's like a time and a place to like make money, but like that's just gross in my opinion. I just think it's literally just like exploitive, and there's a lot of content creators that do that in the Pokemon space. It's extremely exploitive, and I can't get behind that. That's just like something, just disclaimer for myself. I'm not a fan of that type of stuff at all. Couldn't do it. You got cooked on Master Duel. I blew like 10,000 gems getting likes for the time travel stuff. Do they have that on here? They have Time Wizard? Where is it? Show me where Time Wizard is, man. I want to see. Where is it? How do you go to Duel? Is it in here? Or is it like just an event? Where is it? They pulled a Go Chocobo? Of course they did. What do they want for it? $70,000? You know, I say this stuff like jokingly, but at the same time, there's like some seriousness to it. Because I don't know. What do you guys think? Chat, what do you guys think of like the current like problems that are plaguing other card games like Pokemon, One Piece, Magic the Gathering, of just like the cost of product and the cost of some of these cards, and just the amount of influx of people just going bananas over this stuff, and just the way that they act, you know, people beating each other up, knocking each other out, running over children, stealing stuff. Straight up, I see people like these videos where they like go out in front of these Targets and crap, and they're just putting lawn chairs out there. And then they're going to all the other stores and coming back and thinking that's like people can honor that as a place in line. Like, ridiculous, bro. A chair is not a human being. I'm sorry. Who taught you that? Last I checked, my chair that I sit on is not equivalent of me. You know, if I'll go put my chair out in front of, you know, at Disneyland, and I come back, you know, in an hour to ride the ride. Well, my chair's right there, bro. I'm at the front. I don't care. It's just a chair, bro. You know what I mean? It's stupid. Stupid. Jesse, like Jesse Cotton. I know he's put one video out. I'm like 2 seconds away, man, from making a video like that. Like a video like Ruxin and Jesse and MBT, these guys who are putting these videos out talking about like Yu-Gi-Oh! And it's just like on life support, or Yu-Gi-Oh's dead, or is Yu-Gi-Oh! Dying? Like, I've got a lot of opinions and stuff to say about that stuff. That is, some of it is, you know, just like objective, or subjective. But then a lot of it is also just like, I think more like just based off of data, off of statistics, things like off numbers. But yeah, I really think I want to make a video talking about that stuff, because Yu-Gi-Oh is very, you know, important to me. Like, I do my living is Yu-Gi-Oh, and I really want it to thrive, and I want people to enjoy it and be in it and play it and collect it and all that stuff, you know. So I've got a lot to say about that. So I'll make a video about that like really soon. Probably I'll probably just even like make one this weekend to just put it up. Just put it up as fast as I can, you know. But yeah, to be honest, the cost of these games is low to play overall, since there are multiple rarities of the same card. It's the high rarity chase cards people want to flip for profit. That's the problem. It's the other problem too with it, Jazz, is a lot of these sets don't even have value in them for Pokemon. It's like, we're Pokemon, you know. Like, I look at a set like Paldea Evolved, second set of Scarlet and Violet. Those boxes are like $400. The most expensive card in there is the Magic card for $200, and then after that, every card is like $20 or less. So you are never going to perform buying that and opening it up. That is an absolute waste of your money. Just light it on fire, right? Just light it on fire. And that's the problem with a lot of it. There's so much saturation of people buying sealed product and thinking it is like it's worth its weight in gold in Pokemon. And I don't know why people buy this stuff. Why? Like, I know it's like, you look at it from an investment perspective. Yeah, sure. Like the Pokemon products all perform over time. It's like literally every Pokemon product ever made is worth significantly more than when it first came out. But at the same time, is that what it's all about? You know, is that what it's all about? If that's what it's all about to you, then I just feel like you're in the wrong space. If cards and card games are just all about performance and all about money, then I feel like you're just in the wrong hobby, right? Like go to Wall Street, go to the stock exchange, go buy like tangible goods, go buy property, real estate, you know, do better stuff with your money. Or instead of like hurting everyone's hobby, you know, it's crazy. And it's not just cards, it's video games too that it's experiencing this stuff. Video games are also experiencing that for anyone that's like a video game collector or you know, connoisseur or whatever. Genesis says, I put a chair out and took a nap outside the movie theater for opening night of Superman. Yeah, but you stayed there in it. You didn't leave. You didn't go and set the chair up and walk away and then come back the next day and be like, oh yeah, that's my place in line. I was here last night. I put my chair there. But then I went home and slept in my bed and came back and said, I'm at the front of the line because my chair's here. You didn't do that, right? That's what these people are doing for these Pokemon sets, bro. They're going and like throwing chairs out in front of Walmarts and Targets and then coming back later after they like raid all of the other stores in the entire town. And then people are supposed to honor that is like a legitimate spot in line. It's not. That's just a joke, man. How could you think that? That's crazy. Shadow says, I have said it before and I'll say it again. Yu-Gi-Oh has been dying for the last 15 years and I just wish people would stop posting up videos always saying it's dying. It's clickbait and uncool. Yeah, that's another thing too, like about like when I put up a video about that topic, it's not going to be for that purpose or for this like, oh yeah, you know, Yu-Gi-Oh's dying and blah 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 blah. It's nothing new. Like a lot of the stuff that they talk about is not new. It's something that's just been like back and forth for a while. So that is one thing, Shadow, that's very much at the front of my mind. Publishing a video like that, it's definitely not for that purpose. For sure, you know, because like honestly, for me in a nutshell, I don't think Yu-Gi-Oh's dying. I think Yu-Gi-Oh is struggling, but I don't think it's dying. I don't think it's dead. I think there's a lot of room for improvement. And you know, but we'll talk about that at a different time. Curtis, what's up, man? How have you been, dude? What's going on, man? I think as you pointed out, Magic is doing great because of the crossover. Pokemon are just on a big run. Yu-Gi-Oh is just like, yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh is just kind of like it's not stagnant, but it's on a down curve right now for sure. But I think it's going to turn itself around. I think people are gonna get excited about it again. You just need the right timing, right cards, right sets, right formats, all that stuff, right? That's my point though. Let the scalpers buy it all for those chase cards. Still doesn't make it more expensive to get a good deck. Yu-Gi-Oh! It's the opposite. Entry is high cost and value is volatile. See, and the problem with that is because not everybody, but a lot of people that do Yu-Gi-Oh! Are, for some reason, always thinking about, oh, I got a plus. Gotta have value. Got a plus. I always have the value. Everything I touch, every card I own, all needs to be valuable, right? Why am I gonna invest into the deck here, or why am I gonna buy this booster box if I can't make money, or if I'm gonna lose money? That is the point. I'm sorry, like not every person that touches cards can plus off of it and make a living off of it, or like get a bunch of money off it. That's not the point. You're a consumer. You buy cards to open and play the games and collect cards. That is just that's how it works. The whole mentality of this culture that like Yu-Gi-Oh is kind of culminated to in the last, you know, bit of time. I don't know how long. It's been quite a while since Yu-Gi-Oh's been like this. I mean, Yu-Gi-Oh's been expensive since day one. Literally since the beginning of the game. The game has been very expensive to play. It has not ever simmered down. It's gotten more manageable over time, and especially with certain formats and structure decks and things like that coming into the mix to kind of help stimulate the market and the player base a little more. But yeah, that's one of the big problems that Yu-Gi-Oh's always had, in my opinion, is just everybody thinks that they can be a vendor. Everyone thinks that they can make money off of every person around them, and that's just like they're entitled to buying cards at 40% value or 50% value off of everybody. Like, why? Why can't you just buy the card for the price that it is like everybody else does, you know? Or buy the product and open the product and have fun with it and open the cards, you know? Like, it was, I don't know. It's I don't know. It's just very different. Like, it didn't start out that way. I think it was, I have so many fond memories of just like of the game from its infancy, and definitely up into GX era, 5Ds. You know, the game was just so much different, you know, and it was even way more expensive back then. The game was way more expensive back then, but like people made it work, you know, and that was kind of the beauty of it. You know, it's like there was stuff to, cards weren't reprinted into the ground every like couple months, so like you could invest into a deck for a while and be cool with it, and like hold some of that value if that was like your biggest concern was price point. But it's so different. And I think the other thing too with Yu-Gi-Oh is that a lot of the people that play Yu-Gi-Oh don't play it competitively, don't go to regionals, or don't go to YCSs or nationals and worlds and all that stuff, or don't buy the highest rarities of cards. So I just think there's a lot that needs to be done in the middle ground. And I think it should start from the company itself, obviously, but there's also a lot of stuff in between from the stores and the vendors and the players that can kind of, I just feel like it needs to kind of like shift, dude. It really, the whole mentality needs to kind of shift. You know what I mean? I'm doing good, man. Curtis, I'm doing great. The game has a lot of issues and good things too. I got to the point where I try not to take it seriously too personal. There's different types of Yu-Gi-Oh, like paper Yu-Gi-Oh, Master Duel collectors. Yeah, of course. There's so many different ways to play the game, and there's the past formats, and you know, you can just pick up a deck and play it how it was all, you know, 15 years ago or 20 years ago, and come back to it when you have the time. You know, you don't have to play modern Yu-Gi-Oh. You don't have to buy into it, right? Like these cards, the coolest thing about like the old formats is like the cards just, if value is your concern, like the cards just stay valuable. Even if Konami kills Time Wizard or not at their events, it's still going to live on. The community is still going to do it. They're still going to play it. They're still going to run it. They're still going to vibe on it. And the market is still going to turn for people that want to buy and get these high rarity cards. They're never going to be reprinted in those rarities, or in a lot of these cards will just never get reprinted in general. So like, you know, it's all relative. Like I said, it's all relative to just kind of like what's going on with everything else around it. I think Yu-Gi-Oh throughout its like history has had targets on its back and has had problems competing with other games, and people always try to pinpoint different things as to why does Yu-Gi-Oh struggle. Because the prizes suck, because you go to a YCS and you win a $200 prize card, but I can go play Pokemon and get a $10,000 check for winning first place, right? Or I can go play One Piece and get a, you know, $50,000 Luffy promo card for taking first place, right? Like, why can't Yu-Gi-Oh do that? It's just that's the thing. It's not all about money, man. It's just playing. It's a game to play and have fun, and that's just, I don't know, dude. There's only so much you can do, I guess. You can't make them happy. You can't make everybody happy, and that's just like why these other games exist. It's to have competition, but it's also to have options, you know, to play other games. You don't have to play Yu-Gi-Oh. You know, a lot of these people that like complain about it and like whine about it and just all this blah blah blah, oh Yu-Gi-Oh, blah, blah, why do you play it? You know, oh, because my friends play it, or because I love Yu-Gi-Oh. Then there you go, right? Like, enjoy it, just play, right? I don't know. I've always loved the game. I've always loved the structure of the game. I think the game is really, really cool, and I don't agree with everything that happens in Yu-Gi-Oh. Obviously, I don't think anybody really can, but for the most part, I think the game is just really cool. And one of the intrinsic things about Yu-Gi-Oh, I've played every card game under the sun, dude. And the thing that always kept me in Yu-Gi-Oh all the time was just like the uniqueness of it. There's no other card game like it. No other card game is like Yu-Gi-Oh. Yu-Gi-Oh is so unique in that it is a card game created just specifically to be played. Sure, there's a few other games like that, but Yu-Gi-Oh is just so unique in how you interact with your opponent, how you play. what you can do, right? The strategy, the structuring, the layering, just like the headaches you can get just learning how to play. But that is also a downside to the game at the same time, right? It's hard to play. A new player can't just come in and just be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna pick up Yummy and just go at it, right? Yummy's hard. Yummy's a very hard deck, you know? Honestly, all of the new decks are really, 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 really difficult to play. I think this next format is going to be really, really difficult for people because it's going to be a format that has very high skill expression. Like, and I know that's a problem that a number of top level players complain about in Yu-Gi-Oh over the last couple years, is that there's not a lot of skill expression because every deck just plays 8 billion non-engine cards and everybody can activate Molcharmies and Talents and Thrusts and Maxis and all this stuff, right? And everybody can just like normal summon Ice Ryziel in full combo. Everyone can reveal, you know, Malice, White Hair, you know, and go crazy. You know, I think a lot of people are gonna kind of come in and see and sit down and start learning Canine and learning Yummy and learning Dragon Tail and learning Vanquishal and just kind of seeing how difficult these decks are. And the people that can really wrap their minds around those and can exploit the strengths and weaknesses of all these decks really, really well, I think are going to have a very good success in this coming format. I think it's going to be a very skill and expressive format. Yorkie, welcome in. I think I'm touching on your question right there. I'm touching on your question right there. I think this is going to be a very skill expressive format. And that's great, you know, because like, again, that's one of the things I've always liked about Yu-Gi-Oh in the past. And that's why I said that's why you play Edison. You know, old Yu-Gi-Oh especially is like, it's absurdly skill expressive. You know, there's not a lot of, there's obviously broken cards and you go back and play old formats. There's a lot of broken cards and crazy stuff and things like that. And you could say, oh, I got sacked all by Judgment Dragon or whatever. But like on this, at the end of the day, a lot of old format, for those that don't play Time Wizard stuff, are extremely skill expressive because it's really, really, really well-timed activations and holding resources and grinding and just card resource management is so much different than it is in Modern, where everything you do in Modern replaces itself. Almost every single deck, every card interaction you do, your card economy is almost always positive or neutral. Whereas in old Yu-Gi-Oh, every time you play a card, 99% of the time you are losing things. You are losing value. You're losing card economy. You are losing incremental value. You're losing field presence. But because those decisions can come up in the next couple of turns to win you the game, that's why some of those decisions matter, right? Whereas in Modern, there's a lot more room for error because of the way that the game functions, and because the non-engine cards, I think, is a big one. The non-engine cards really heavily bog down the game. I think if I can throw like a complaint into Yu-Gi-Oh of one thing that kind of needs to be adjusted into this game to make it more friendly and more accessible, is they really need to scale down the power levels of decks. Like, it's absurd that literally every deck since I've come back to the game 2 years ago, every single deck is just one card combo. Every single archetype, every strategy that is new, that's all they do. They generate obscene card economy off of one card. And then all of these decks also have so many extenders that these cards that are designed and created to combat it, stuff like Molcharmies or back in the day Maxis, Impermanences, Ash Blossoms. A lot of these decks don't care, right? Those traded one, and that's a problem that I have with the Modern format before Justice Hunters, is the top decks don't care about one-for-one trades. You have to blow them out. You have to have Droll. You have to have Lanza. You have to have Chaos Hunter. You have to have Nibiru. You have to have Dominus Purge or Dominus Impulse. You need blowout cards or floodgates. All the one-for-one trades like Valor, Imperm, Ash, etc. They're decent, but they're nowhere near good enough to do anything against Malice or against Mitsurugi Raziel. Definitely not against the new decks coming out. So I think that's like one design tweak that I think Yu-Gi-Oh really needs, is decks just really need to dial down. And in doing so, they will stop making these broken non-engine cards. You know, and that's one of the things I personally love a lot about older formats, is because there's so many more staple cards that like are good. And we had a discussion about this last time we were streaming. in that, like, look at a card like this. Look at a card like this, Cyber Dragon. Iconic monster, very iconic. This card was printed in 2005. It was a staple. Everybody played this card. 3 copies and then 2 copies when it got semi-limited. Every duelist played this card for 10 years, almost 10 years. Every single person was playing Cyber Dragon. We don't have cards like that anymore in modern Yu-Gi-Oh! We have some decent, like, generic, powerful cards like Thrust, Talents, Called By, Crossout Designator, the Mulch Armies, Ash Blossom. But, like, there's not a lot of cards like this that are printed that will just stand the test of time. Will just always be good, you know, for such a long amount of time, you know? And I think that's another thing that Yu-Gi-Oh! Is lacking in these modern set designs, and why people get so, like, nervous about Yu-Gi-Oh! These days and product and all that stuff. People are just kind of like, there's not a lot of good staple cards that are just generic good cards anymore. Everything's archetype specific. Everything is got to be geared toward a specific deck. You know, there's not a lot of just good stuff anymore. That's what we call it in, like, old Yu-Gi-Oh! Good stuff. There's no good stuff decks. There's no good stuff cards. We have a couple. Yeah, Fenrir. Fenrir is a great one. Unicorn. The whole Kashtira engine is, like, good stuff cards for sure. But there's not a lot of that. There's not enough of that to the point where, like, you can design these sets and have these astronomical sales and all these players coming in that want to get in, right? So, I don't know. I think there's an argument to be made as well that there's too much layering in the game as well. There's too many things that create so much level of interaction in so many different ways that you just honestly have to know. You have to play a lot. Like, you gotta make, not only make reads, but you have to make very well educated guesses on your opponent's micro gameplay. And that is another big struggle that duelists have with modern Yu-Gi-Oh! It's a lot of it is micro gameplay. Whereas if you play Time Wizard stuff, a lot of it's macro gameplay. What I mean by that is interactions and card economy and choices that you make with resources in old formats generally will pay their dividends or their taxes and consequences in a couple turns. Sometimes it's one turn, but a lot of the times it's like those decisions like take time to kind of come to fruition or come to like really showcase why you held on to that snatch steal for forever, as opposed to just using it when your opponent dropped their first Chaos Sorcerer, right? Versus in modern Yu-Gi-Oh, it's all micro. You really need to like see, okay, if I Ash Blossom right here, the chance of them having another extender is obscenely high because they have 17 other cards in their deck that can do this, this, and this. So like, is it really worth Ash Blossoming right here? Because if they do that and do that, I can just use the Ash Blossom on that search effect on that monster from the extra deck, and that's going to be 2 more cards out of their hand in their deck and their extra deck. So doing the math, you know, it's just a lot of that. You have to really think on the fly in modern Yu-Gi-Oh, like, got to make these decisions about just like these microtransactions that go on of like how many cards my opponent is going to use and go through, and when can this card actually make sense to be used? Because like I can Ash every single thing my opponent does, but at one point enough is enough where that Ash is going to actually get good value because your opponent invested like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cards into that play, and that's just a lot of resources they won't have next turn, right? I don't know, does that make sense? Hopefully I'm not just like blabbing like out of my ass on this one. Hopefully this stuff makes sense. Lee Rash, welcome in. Buster Blader, Blue Eyes. You can come in with the man, the blue eye, the paladin. Come in with the paladin. Buster Blader Fusion, the big paladin boy. Let me scroll up and go to this chat here. Let's see. I agree with that point. Dude, my locals even put a message down where I playing the last OTS and winner got 1 prize pack. That's crazy. So now they're doing OTS's entry and that's it. I think Yu-Gi-Oh has just kind of pigeonholed itself into a power creep. The meta moves so quick that you play a $1,000 deck, the next set hits you and you're up. You end up at a 50 to 60% loss and can't buy again. That's why you play Edison. You love the game for what it was, and I'll never be priced out. Yeah, exactly. We were already going over that one. That's for sure. For example, I bought 60 new Blue Eye structure decks to build 2 decks. And have the rest of the cards there on 1 set for 2 players have the same set, same deck, and the same access to the cards. There you go. Yorkie asked what are thoughts on Justice Hunters. We've been talking about the one. You also asked me what am I going to play from it. Myself, I'm not gonna play those decks. I'm going to learn them. We're gonna do some like master classes on YouTube with you guys. We're gonna dissect those decks. We're gonna dissect Yummy. We're gonna dissect Dragon Tail. We're gonna dissect Canine. We're gonna dissect the variations of Canine, you know, and stuff like that. Because we want to learn them. We want to learn how they play. One thing I can teach you guys of how to really to like up your game in Yu-Gi-Oh is to play all the decks that are relevant in your format that you're playing or wanting to compete in and do really well in. Play all the decks. You don't have to physically build them all. Thankfully, there's simulators out there like yugioh Pro, EDO Pro, you know, Nexus, Dueling Book, etc., where you can just go in and just play and just get a feel for these. Obviously, nothing beats paper. If you have like your like play testing group or like locals or whatever, you can just borrow decks and just like play. It's always better to play it in paper. You just retain information. At least for me, I retain way more information when I'm actually playing and throwing the cards down than I do clicking the buttons on the screen. Because there's also like you can take back and stuff in real life and like relearn different lines or like relearn different interactions and things like that. But playing all the decks, like actually going and learning and playing all the decks, will help you become a better player for two reasons. One, you will understand deck building processes a lot better. You will understand why certain cards exist in certain decks and why they don't exist in other decks. You will also understand the second one. You will understand the interactions that deck is capable of from the perspective of knowing the type of cards and the combinations of cards that you can draw in that 5-card hand because you played that deck. You've played 100 games with Ryziel, so you know exactly what type of hands Ryziel will have most of the time, right? Versus if you just know what Ryziel does and you play against it a lot, that's different. You don't know what type of cards are always going to be played there. You just know that, oh yeah, it's like they summon X and like send Mirror Logic and search Sword and do some stuff, you know, make Detonate or whatever. But like if you actually sit there or normal summon Ice, special summon out your Sword and go off and like know the card combos, it's just so much more valuable for you as a player. That's what I did. That's what really propelled me back in the day when I was like finally sat down and like got serious in Yu-Gi-Oh back in the Edison era, Tengu era, Redo era. Back then, that's when I really took off in the game and did got a lot of regional tops back in those days. Like, and I played in California, man. I was playing literally YCSs every time I was at regionals. We always had 1,000+ player events back in the day. So I may not be like a YCS champion or a world's champion or anything like these, like Pac and Jesse and stuff, but like honestly, like I'm really confident in what I can tell you and teach you and showcase you about the game because I honestly like I'm pretty dang good at Yu-Gi-Oh. I've never cared enough to go and play at those big events and like try and win them or like top them. There's only 2 YCSs I've ever played at in my life where I like practice for them, and both of those ones I bubbled out of top 32. So like I can teach you something, if any, you know, I can teach you something. Even if the game dies, I can use that to play with someone. It would be like overpowered chess. And then Lyra is the Buster Blader. Yes, it is. So good against Dragon Tail, man. Galactic says, I like seeing Drytron still living on. Yeah, Drytron is still very good, dude. Still very relevant. Their boss monster, like, Draconid is a beast, dude. Draconid is crazy. This format is where you want to play, Curtis says. I think out of the 3 new decks, Dragon Tail is the easiest to grasp, but also the easiest to get wrong because of what you fuse and what you don't. Correct. I agree with that from like the things I know about the deck so far. I feel like I need to improve on my skills as a player to keep up. That's a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh is definitely that. You just have to constantly be willing to learn and take criticism and take the times to like learn and reflect on it. It's just like doing anything else. It's just like learning and getting better at a profession, at a job, at being a student or a teacher or a dad or a husband or a boyfriend, whatever. There's always time to reflect and get feedback, and don't take it personal, you know, just like, all right, I can grow from this. You know, why did I lose? You know, don't be like everybody else. Like, oh, I got sacked by Max C, bro. I lost because my opponent had Max C. Or, oh man, I bricked. I bricked and my opponent just had every card. Yeah, that happens. That's Yu-Gi-Oh, bro. There's going to be games you just lose straight up. You draw your 5 cards. Yeah, I lost 100%. No way I can win this, right? That happens. It's random variance. You can't control every game, and it's just like when people get so tilted and upset, and then it's like they can't win every single duel. That's like you're a fool. You're living a dream world, dude. This isn't the anime. This is not the anime where there's like players that are just so goated that they literally can't lose. There's no Yugis and Kaibas in real life. I'm sorry. That's just not a thing. Juan says the competitive skill really starts when someone who already knows the rules and bases of the game and is semi-competitive enough to know other decks or the meta enough to play skillfully against them. I see that. Floodgate them with the Buster Blader. I know, man. That's it. Absolutely crazy. I would love to try the Buster Blader deck, actually. I would like to try it out. The biggest barrier to entry is the sheer amount of knowledge and experience just to play the game, and to compete and do well now is about knowledge and meta and how to counter very complex rulings. Yeah, that's just Yu-Gi-Oh! That's how Yu-Gi-Oh! Has just always been. Too many negate monsters, Yorkie says. That's because of all of the... Oops, hold on. Just lost it. Too many negate monsters, but that's because of all the powerful hand traps, because of 3-ofs. The game is suffering because of negate being too prominent. Yeah, every deck negates. Every deck can put out a negate. Literally every deck has negates just built into it. It's too much. Or if they don't have negates, they have like monsters that just clear a bunch of stuff off the board, like Ryziel. I mean, technically Ryziel is Ryziel Cross, which is one monster negate, but they have Detonator. They literally have 5 material Detonator with when you have, Eclipse Twin set up. You could just literally nuke your entire opponent's field for doing nothing. Detach. Oh, yep, detach. Sick, dude. You just played your whole 5-card hand. All right, I'll just special summon X and attack for game. Wicked. You know? It's crazy. Makes a lot of sense. Okay, I'm glad I'm making some sense. Do I have any Stampede inventory, TJ? I do. I do have some Stampede inventory. I've got inventory from all of the rarity collections. Not a whole lot left, but I think Stampede is the one I have the most of currently left in stock. I didn't list up a lot of the Stampede stuff yet. Listening to genuine opinions isn't waffle. It's interesting. I like that. All decks. That's what right, Blazing. All decks. Welcome in. Good to see you, Blazing. Welcome in. I'm looking forward to share and have discussions on deck building. I have several Blue Eyes builds variants, and I can spend hours of strategizing hand testing. That's great. I love that. Playing Yu-Gi-Oh! DS games when I was younger, that's how I was learned. I love that. Like the ones, the 5Ds games, you know, the World Championship games, like Reverse Arcadia and that type of stuff. Those were good games. I used to vibe on that. I had like Full Power Teledad in the 2008 one. 2009, I built Lightsworn and Gladiator Beasts and Zombie Synchro. And in the 2010 one, I had 6 Samurai. I was cooking, bro. I was playing like my real decks on my DS. I was like, yo, I love this. Is Dark Magician and Red Eyes deck still competitive today? No, they are sadly not. Dark Magician is getting new cards. They just got a tactical tri-pack in the OCG about a month or so ago. And those cards are really good, but they just haven't been figured out yet. Sadly, Red Eyes just hasn't gotten cards at all. The only Red Eyes cards they've printed in recent time since I've got back to the game was specifically for not Red Eyes itself, but for Metalmorph, for playing the Metalmorph retrain called Max Metalmorphs. That's really all they've really done for Red Eyes. Joey has gotten other cards as well. He got a whole revamp to the Flame Swordsman, which is a really cool deck, but it doesn't really do enough, you know, to be like competitively viable, but it is a cool deck. I got to try it out when Maze of Millennia came out last year. Was it last year? Started last year? I can't remember, but yeah. Beast Tamer says a good group of femmes helps too. It sure does. A good group of friends helps. Yeah, like having a good group of friends really helps. I kind of stay in the game, to be motivated to play, to want to get together, hang out, etc. Having good locals is always great. Having good resources and knowledge that you can go to, whether that be websites, Facebook groups, Discord servers, content creators, you know, just there's a lot of one of the things that I've noticed as I've gotten into the YouTube space for this game is there's a lot of misinformation out there. There's also a lot of people that just preach BS. And there's also a lot of people that just are in this for the clicks and for the views, and it's very obvious in the way that they present themselves on camera and the things that they say and show, and like try to preach that as like the way you need to play this game. And it's like, I don't know about that one, but you do you, man. Everyone is entitled to their opinion. I'll respect it. But yeah, there's too much of that in Yu-Gi-Oh. There's a lot of that I've noticed. So hopefully I can like combat that in some way, because like I just want to be like real and upfront and like very transparent and like very honest about the way that I do my content and the way that I present myself. And you're just gonna get like the real me every time I'm here. You know, I don't want to hide behind a guise or hide behind a persona or anything like that, or throw weight around or devalue anybody and make anybody feel inferior or whatever. That's just not me. So, you know, if you like that type of content, then totally fine. You know, there's plenty of content creators out there like that in Yu-Gi-Oh, but I'm not one. I'm not one of them. These days, I'm so behind in the chat. These days, PhD dueling terms, not even on the cards, like bounce, chain block, choke points, brick, put rotation, loop, mistiming, try finding the official rulebook. Yeah, no, it's all made up. Vladimir, welcome in. What is my favorite rarity of all time? Ooh, my favorite rarity of all time? Hobby League. Definitely Hobby League, man. Definitely Hobby League cards. Welcome in, Vlad. Good to see you. Jazz says there's nothing wrong if you lose, asking the opponent if they saw anything that you could have done better. There's a lot of good people out there. Also, guys, make sure to smash the like button, please, and thank you as you're tuning in. It helps us out so much. YouTube really, really loves the like button, and I love when you guys smash it. So smash the like button, please, and thank you. We can't make up the rules, but yeah, Jazz, I agree to that big time, man. Absolutely. There's a lot of good people out there. You know, when I went to YCS Houston, bro, every opponent I had was just like the nicest person. I was like, man, this was great. It was awesome. You know, I got to talk about like some people like some of the people like I saw out there were like fans of the channel. So it was kind of cool to meet them in real life. And then it was also cool to just duel people and just like have a great time. Everyone was very respectful, very fun. We got to just kind of like get down and just talk and very enjoyable. I didn't have any tension or frustrating games, you know, past like, you know, just typical Yu-Gi-Oh things like, oh, my opponent bricked or I bricked or whatever. We had some non-games here and there, but like overall the matches were just really, really wholesome. I had a guy cry. I made one of my opponents cry, you know, because we were talking about like, you know, like a white, you know, just about the game, our history playing the game and like being there. And he asked me like, why did I come all the way out here for this event? And I told him, you know, I'm just like, I got back into the game not too long ago because I, you know, kind of missed Yu-Gi-Oh! And I started a YouTube channel. And then I was also talking about like, I wanted to play again, specifically Blue Eyes too, because like my dad, he passed away recently and like he loved Blue Eyes Red Dragon. And it's just like, kind of special to me to come out here and play this deck for my dad. He started crying. He was like, dang, bro, like it's real. I'm like, yeah, man, it is. It's real, bro. It's real. Can't make up the rules. Yeah, we screw the rules. We screw the rules, right? Listen to the Kaiba. Teach him how to duel, baby.
Let's teach him how to duel.
I don't have any Dragon Master Magia, sadly. I never even pulled the card. I don't even own one for myself. It is not says, yeah, even back in the day, every deck negates. I believe though, like if it wasn't Barone, it would be Solemn back in the day. Yeah, like that's been a thing ever since Metal Raiders. Like people had like access to those counter trap cards, and not every deck did that all the time. But like when certain types of like power levels came into the game, you know, stuff like that got really prevalent. Like the first real format that was really full of like negations, you know, cards that just say like, oh, you can't do that, was really around like the Teledad format, the Dad Return, 2008. It was like really when like cards like Solemn Judgment, Royal Oppression first ever really saw like actual play. Like those cards existed and were already really good, but like Royal Oppression was mediocre because back in those days, like if you activated Royal Oppression, you couldn't negate the summons of monsters, you know, that didn't start chains. Because it had to already be face up on the field. That didn't change until the Teledad format in the you know, fall of 2008 when they ruled it where you can chain it to the summon of a monster that doesn't start a chain, which was huge, absolutely huge. Everyone main decked the card at that point. This card was broken. Holy moly! We could literally just have infinite Solemn Judgments, bro, for 800 life points. Holy moly! You know, and it can't be activated in the damage step. Sign me up, bro. Mystic Tomato, let's go. Like Solemn Judgment also like just was finally played at that point in the game, you know, like really played. Everyone played 3 of it, you know, to the point where it got limited. So it's just like format is very, very like particular as to why certain cards do that. But yeah, like I think a trend really set on in Yu-Gi-Oh in the 5Ds era where negating cards was really like kind of integral to the design of the game. Not every deck could set up and negate per se, but they all had access to cards that could do them. Some decks are like really fine-tuned to do that, like Gladiator Beast. You know, you have Heraclinos and you have War Chariot. So you have basically like infinite spell and trap and infinite monster negates, you know, built into your deck. But like, yeah, that was just kind of like just a design of Yu-Gi-Oh that really took off around that era, around the, you know, 5Ds era. Was just, that's why Solemn Warning. And it's just like, these are just also, they're cards that those are cards that are just kind of like needed. They were needed because the power levels of the decks were just crazy. You know, it was like, they were really strong. There were no 1-card combos back then really, but like still, you know, people can put out a lot of crazy stuff, you know, especially like play X-Sabers in 2011. Like, oh my gosh, like this deck can literally just like go summon Boggart Knight, special summon Dude, special summon Fall Troll, pop off, make Naturia Beast, Barkion, rip my opponent's whole hand. Like, man, you know, it's like stuff like that is just, it's been part of Yu-Gi-Oh for a hot minute, but we just really embrace, for some reason the card design really embraced that mentality of like full combo, go crazy, try to set up a board that your opponent can't beat. And if you can back it up with negates, like in the back row or the hand, sick, you're winning, right? That's just kind of what Yu-Gi-Oh is. You think the mindset of the game hasn't changed, just a little adjustment and the amount you can do? Absolutely. I honestly can be bitter when someone plays Max C against me on Master Duel, but that's because I don't play it. I stick to the TCG balance in Master Duel. Oh, interesting. Don't play Max C and only play one talent and one call, but I respect that, Yorkie. I respect that. Yeah, Reverse of Arcadia was a great game. I don't know, it sounds like a limiting mindset, but I understand not wanting to be a hypocrite, fair enough. Just always wanted to build both of those decks. What persona? You the same IRL as you are in here? Except you're actually Kaiba. That's true, yeah, Kaiba. That's true. Yeah, this is... Those that like know me in person, like, I literally am the same on here that same I am in real life. I'm not different. I'll turn on the camera and just like put on a completely different persona, you know. Exactly, Yu-Gi-Oh! So complicated. We have to make up terms because sometimes they don't exist in the rules. You reminded me of how much I like Hobby League textile, if that makes sense. Oh, I love it. I love it. I know what you're talking about. Can you send me a deck list for Dark Magician and Red Eyes? Sure, TJ, absolutely. Absolutely we can. I can help you build them too. I've got a lot of cards for both those decks. Do you like going over other Blue Eyes deck profiles? I've never done that before. I've never reviewed other people's decks before. I have not done that yet on the channel. I haven't reviewed other people's things or like done reactions to other people's content, you know? I know that's what a lot of like these guys do, like MBT and CMO and stuff. They just like go around and like do their things together, which I think is great. Hopefully one day I can kind of like meet some of these people and be at their level of respect, if you will, if you will, as a creator, you know. That's definitely a thing, like a stigma in content creation, is like, you know, will you, you know, are you worth my time or whatever? Like that's definitely a thing. Top 3 decks, favorite decks. For me, it's Goblin Biker, Volcanic, and Dragon Ruler. Top 3 favorite decks for me of all time or just in modern Yu-Gi-Oh? Thank you guys so much. I appreciate you guys' like just like insight and talking and putting in your like 2 cents, man. I really appreciate it. Like, I really appreciate the messages. It really means a lot to me. It really does. Really does. You follow me on Facebook? Sweet. Yeah, great way to like chat offline for sure. Is on Messenger. You know me video reactions more like deck lists from folks in Discord and such? Oh yeah, I'd love to do that too. Yeah, I'd be all about like looking at people's decks, you know. And it's just kind of like, you know, a part of me jumping into like full-time content creation now is to be able to do this type of stuff with you guys, to be a little more like close and to have these moments in these streams a couple times a week where we can sit down and engage and talk to each other. Not engage, Sky Strike and Mobilize, engage. And just kind of like, you know, like reflect and talk and learn and explore and just vibe, you know. It's just, I think it's really, really cool. I think it's really great. You're watching a Blue Eyes deck profile from like 8 years ago. Very nostalgic. That's it. 2016. I don't have it here because I'm not in my, you know, old studio from where I moved from, you know, back in Utah where I had like my big old room and stuff. I had like a bunch of my favorite mats on my wall behind me that I had framed from like big events. I had, you know, I had all of the mats that I got when I got like top 8 in regional championships, like my favorite ones, not all of them because I have too many mats, but my favorite ones were on the wall or like most memorable wins or tops. I also had like my 2016 national championship mat, the one with the Blue Eyes Twin Burst on it. That was such a cool one to get. I also had my nationals 2019 mat because I got 10th place nationals 2019, playing Salamangreat. So I had that really super sexy Prank Kids mat and then a couple other really cool ones. It was just, I don't know. They were cool mats. But Yorkie, yeah, my favorite decks of all time. Number 1 is Gladiator Beasts, for sure. Absolutely, hands down. Number 1 for me is Glad Beasts. Number 2 is probably Blue Eyes. I've always been a huge fan of just Blue Eyes White Dragon and the card. Like I would say more so like Blue Eyes and like Seto Kaiba cards put together. You know, like having like Seto's cards, I think is more how I would put those two together, not just specifically like a Primite Blue Eyes or like Blue Eyes from 2016. I just Blue Eyes White Dragon and the cards encompassing it just throughout time, you know. So I guess that's not really a deck, so I won't put that in there. So I guess my second favorite deck of all time is Salamangreats. I'll put that just for one specific deck. Salamangreats. We'll put that there. Salamangreats. Love that deck so much. That deck, NI back in 2019 was really, really good stuff. Really, really great. I got like 3 regional first places with Salamangreat. I got 2 other top 4s, a top 8, top nationals, and almost got top 32 at the YCS that year. Got rule sharked out for my my bubble match, which kind of really hurt my soul, but you know, life goes on. But yeah, that's probably my second favorite deck then of all time is Salamangreat. Number 3 is, I would honestly have to say, the just warrior toolbox Yatagarasu stuff from pre-Invasion of Chaos 2003/2004 Yu-Gi-Oh. So I'm talking stuff with like Marauding Captain, Exiled Force, Command Knight, Blade Knight, Donzulu, Yatagarasu, Fiber Jar, like this type of stuff. That's probably like my next favorite deck of all time. Is just like the good stuff deck, you know, from 2004, before BLS and DMOC and Chaos Emperor Dragon came out and completely transformed Yu-Gi-Oh. So yeah, number 1 absolutely is Gladiator Beast. Number 2, Salamangreat, and number 3, Warrior Toolbox Yatagarasu deck from 2004. Just love it. I just like, honestly though, if you want to just really play the purest Yu-Gi-Oh you can possibly play, I would highly recommend exploring Yu-Gi-Oh in 2003 and 2004, playing any formats from that year span before Invasion of Chaos comes out, before Chaos Monsters hit the scene. That is probably the purest old Yu-Gi-Oh you can possibly have, where every card is legal. There's obviously a limited list, so none of these broken cards are not all at 3 and stuff like that. But like, you have every card currently printable in the game at your disposal, and there's just so much you can do with it. I just feel like it's literally the purest Yu-Gi-Oh can be. I love it. I would love to find more people that would sit down and play that old Yu-Gi-Oh with me, man, because like I vibe on that huge, and it's just nostalgic, you know. That's like, I started playing Yu-Gi-Oh like right when it came out, and my first regional I ever went to was in 2004. Played that Warrior Toolbox good stuff deck, you know. Played that. Went 7-3 at my first event, bro. As a 13-year-old kid. Yeah, something like that. I was like right from the gate, bro. I was cooking it. They need to make a Kaiba virus deck with a Soggy the Dark Clown that just makes Crush Card crazy. Ugh, I wish. Too bad Crush Card has a new text and it's just not as good. What decks are competitive today that you should build? I guess, TJ, that really depends on what level of competitive you want to be. Do you want to play like the tier 0 deck? Do you want to play the tier 1 deck? Do you want to play a tier 2 deck? Do you want to play a tier 3 deck? Do you want to play a rogue deck, you know, that just like is on the fringes but is still viable and still playable, right? Got to really answer that question first. Blue Eyes and Cyber Dragons are your top 2. Blue Eyes was your first true deck, nostalgic. Cyber Dragons is where I identify as a player and played even before Infinity. I love it. What do I think of the most recent Gladiator support? I think they're cool. I think the Gladiator Beast cards are really good. I actually want to build a deck in real life and like play it. I think I would love to like check out and learn the modern Gladiator Beast combos, because I think the card design is very good. It's very good. And I think a lot of the modern decks should be designed like that, in terms of like where it's not just like every card is a 1-card broken combo like crazy line, you know. It's very it's very complex. You need a lot of cards to play Gladiator Beast. Even back in old Yu-Gi-Oh, every combo is like a 3 or 4 card combo in GBs. It's not just like summon card go off, you know. Rescue Cat, I guess, is technically the only true like 1-card starter in the deck, but it's not enough. It just only gives you like a little bit of field presence. It's not like holy moly, you know. It's not Rescue Cat in like with Summoner Monk with, you know, Dark Strike Fighter. It's not Rescue Cat going into, you know, Death Wombats and Gyakugair Pandas and Goat, you know, with Last Will active, for crying out loud. It's not that good. You showed on Discord you're currently playing as your primary deck variant. You don't have to check it out. I'm just letting you know. Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that. Oh yeah, join the Discord, guys. join our Discord server. Great way to stay in touch and to just, I mean, we just started the server not too long ago. I'd love for it to keep on growing and keep on cruising and get more people up in here. And especially if you guys want to like just learn and play Yu-Gi-Oh! And obviously like, you know, staying up to date with the content and stuff like that. I'll throw a link in the chat right here. Here, you can join that Discord link right there. Just hop on in and, you know, just have some fun, you know, have some fun, staying connected, and sharing information is always the best. The whole server is set up and ready to go for like tons of different stuff, like tournaments as well. So lots to look forward to on the channel, man. Guys, like I'm telling you, a lot to look forward to. I've been planning and waiting to go full time as a content creator for a hot minute. For a hot minute, man. I wanted to do it months ago, but you know, my dad passing away really put a halt in a lot of my plans and like progress. But here we are now, and we're ready to cook. You haven't played since 2005? Oh, it's been a long time. Haven't played since the beginning. All right. Well, honestly, I think build a deck that you will like enjoy, like with cards that you love, or like a specific monster or an archetype that you can think of from the anime or something that you just love. And chances are it has some sort of support in the modern game that's like viable, you know? Speaking of, we need just a little more gems here. Let's get into a duel. Let's get into a duel here and keep on cruising up these ranks. Well, obviously we keep on getting our discussion going as we're doing this. It's very, very, very much so possible to duel and chat at the same time. I love this Jinzo character, bro. That's great stuff. Great stuff, man. Jinzo's my boy. For those that don't know, Jinzo's my favorite card ever printed in Yu-Gi-Oh! Jinzo is just #1 for me. Love Jinzo. Love Jinzo. Yeah, both of those decks have a lot of cards in the modern era. Dark Magician and Red Eyes. I think Dark Magician is better than Red Eyes. I think it's got a lot more going for it. A lot more going for it. Oh, that's right. There's login gems. That's right. Gotta do those. All right, see, this hand is really good. We've got a lot of, like, we have 2 really good non-engine cards, and we have full combo, bro. We've got a Sage and Lordly Load, plus some Solemn Judgment action. Oh, man, this hand is great. And we're against Battle Wasps. I don't know what this deck does, but I know it can put out a lot of really nasty synchro monsters. So this is a summon from deck or add. You can add one battle. Let's let that resolve, and we will droll it. Because I'm assuming this is going to be a deck that's just going to want to add a lot of cards. A lot of fringe combo decks in Yu-Gi-Oh! Just really need to access their deck a lot, and Droll is always just a great option against stuff like that. Not every time, but from my experience playing a lot of these fringe strategies, Droll, he's probably got called by or cross out. Oh no. Don't tell me you got the called by, man. Let me Droll you, please. Don't have the called by, brother. I think that the Blue Eyes Structure deck and the Red Eyes Archfiend ones are great decks to get back into Yu-Gi-Oh! After all. I think so too. That's another reason why Salamangreat is like one of my favorite decks of all time, because it was like one of the few times in the history of the game where they made a structure deck that right out of the box was just viable and playable and so good. And then if you just obviously wanted to jump into that next level, like high level tournament play, you obviously had to get like, you know, the extra stuff like the Terror Tops, Taka Tomborg, and, you know, the at the beginning, the Psychic Wheelers and the Phantasmes, you know, Imperms, all that extra stuff. But like Salamangreat is just one of those decks that's like, I think it will always be good. It's still viable in modern Yu-Gi-Oh! I played it a lot last year. Pretty much like every single time I took that deck to like a locals or something, I just went undefeated, bro. Just undefeated. People just got cooked under the fire of my Salamangrates almost every time. Deck's still so good. Promethean Princess. Ooh, man. Coda Soul. Man, some of these new fire cards really made the deck good. But it's just like, it's one of those decks that just, as long as it doesn't have a lot of hits on the ban list, it's a deck that just could be always viable in modern Yu-Gi-Oh! Until power creep just gets way too out of hand. But Droll, dude. Droll did it, man. Bro, Droll did it, ladies and gentlemen. Droll and Sackbird coming in. Okay, let's start off with our Lordly Load. I think we want to potentially encourage interaction with the Primite cards before getting into the Blue Eyes cards, because the Blue Eyes cards are incrementally significantly better cards and win you the game more so than the Primite stuff, in my opinion, and playing this deck a bajillion times. So yeah, we're gas. We're gas. I guess the only real problem here is to play around Nibiru with this hand is really going to be our biggest downfall, you know. Yeah, watch myself for sure. I pulled that on accident too. I pulled it on when we were creating the cards. It created me a royal rare. That's cool. I think that's the only one I have for this deck. Very nice. All right, let's go normal summon Sage because we can. The Mausoleum, getting our second normal summon for the turn. Summon with Sage is good. Resolves. We're gonna grab our Maiden of White. Maiden of White. We can go and activate her right here and just get the True Light out of our hand. Kind of booty that we drew it, but it is what it is. So here we really don't need access to wishes right now. I think the best thing to do here is to just like do some Blue Eyes lines, get a Spirit out, play around Nibiru, and then just set Majesty at the end phase of True Light and just go from there with the Solemn. I think we should just play like low to the ground here, not try to go for game. I don't know if we want. I don't know if I want to get punished too hard because I really don't have a lot of follow up. At the moment, I could obviously search and get there, but I don't know. What do you guys think? Should we go crazy? Should we try to go for game? Because we can't OTK with these cards. We can go for game for sure, especially because we haven't used the Lordly Load or True Light's effects to summon yet, right? We have a lot of room for. First things first, though. Let's go ahead and get a Blue Eye. Let's get a Blue Eyes in rotation, man. Let's get a Blue Eyes in rotation here. You say just go for game? Just go crazy? I guess we can. Sure, why not? Let's go. If I get Nibiru, it's your fault. If I get Nib, it's on you, man. It's on you. All right, we'll activate the Maiden here. Sure. Maiden is good. Kaboom. All right, let's go for a Synchro Shokan of good old Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon. Numa Eins. Shaboom. Bam. Love it. All right, let's go ahead and activate Primite Lordly Load. Summon out Blue Eyes White Dragon. We'll summon the one from the deck. That way we have two in rotation. If I, for some reason, can't go for game, then we can just end phase Majesty Pass and have double pop with Ash and Solemn Judgment. That should be enough to clean up the game with True Light still available to us. So let's go. Summon Blue Eyes. Summon Blue Eyes, right? Oh, I have a great Kaiba voice line for this one, dude.
I've been smacking around virtual monsters like you ever since I could talk.
Yes.
As a matter of fact, my first words were Neutron Blast Attack.
Yes, sir. Let's go, man. Okay, let's do the math here. This is 25 over 400. That's 2100. We're gonna have a 3300 Blue Eyes off the True Light. So 21 plus 33, that's 50. 21 plus 33 is 54. So we just need to make we need to make this card. We need to make Light Storm to have there should be enough for game right here. Light Storm Dragon. Obviously no effect because of Lordly Load. So we'll go battle phase here. Attack over for 2300. And there should be enough. Do I play Crimson? Mad Pepsi, welcome in, by the way. I do not have Crimson yet. I'm still building the deck. I don't have any. There's still a lot of cards we need. Yeah, there should be game with the Lordly Load. Boom. Yeah, we're 100 over, guys. We're in battle phase. No Nibiru's here, baby. Our first duel of the day is a cooked, man. Cooked.
And I'm here too.
Jazz it up, baby.
That's right, say it again.
GG, man. GG. We did it. We did it. One turn kill. You always play one Nib and one Crossouts to negate it with. True story. I don't own a Nibiru yet, sadly. We got to get one. Okay, we should definitely have some gems now for like the 10 pack thing. Where I do these rewards. Missions, dual pass. Okay, receive. Let's go down here to missions. Receive all. Ooh, nice. Nice. All right, let's take a peek, guys. 10 and 85. All right, what do we got? What do we got? Go to the shop. Go to the shop. But I would love to have Crimson Dragon in the deck. I think on Master Duel, Crimson Dragon's probably like cracked. And a best of one, a card like that was probably just insane. In real cards, I'm not a big fan of the Crimson Dragon line just because Nibiru is so prevalent in every deck. We also, you know, we have a lot of other cards that just don't exist in Master Duel, so. Yorkie says, I can't remember word for word, but one of your favorites, Kaiba said, was that he used to end people's dreams on a daily basis. Yep, when he's dueling darts. When he's dueling darts, I have to put that one on my stream deck. I went and like clipped a bunch of my like favorite Kaiba voice lines, and I just need to put them all on my stream deck. That's one of them I want to do. That's a good one. That's a good one. Yeah, it's when he's dueling darts, and he's just like, so you have an army of dweebs to fight for you, and then Darts is just like, do you have this? Do you have the power? You know, do you have the strength to crush their souls? He's just like, look, I run a multi-million-dollar corporation. I crush people's souls every day. I'm like, whoa, Kai was too real, man. It's too real. It's too real. The bundles? What bundles are we talking about? Is it in special? Malice accessory bundle. Ooh. Yo, Ghost Ogre, Ghost. Oh, there's a Nibiru. Imperm. I already have 3 Imperms. We already got these ones. Nib. So we get 10 packs and a Nib. I think this is a great start right here, guys. Should we just hit this one? Yeah, you get a Crimson Dragon for this deck. You have access to Cosmic Blazar and then also Stardust Seaford Dragon. I do like both of those monsters a lot. I think they both have a lot of vibe. When I first started playing Blue Eyes in the TCG, I think my first deck profile, I had those cards in there, the Seaford and the Crimson. And then after playing like 3 tournaments with the deck, I literally never summoned those cards once out of 3 events. And I just dropped them. I was like, man, I'm just not summoning these cards. And all the time I'm wanting like more copies of like this, or, you know, I was just like, I don't know if we should play these cards, man. I don't think they really are that necessary, you know? So should we go with the Nibiru one, guys? Go with the Nibs, the Nib pack, the Nib box, the Nibs. By the Rock. I mean, I want to play Nib in the deck anyways. Here's the Nibiru, man. So it's only $7.50. 10 packs, at least 1 SR guaranteed. Here we go. We're wailing out here, man. We're wailing out here. 10 packs. Smash the like button, guys. Get hype in the chat. We got to pull some bangers. Come on. Smash the like button. Light up the chat with your emotes. Jazz it up. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Jazz it up, dude. Jazz it up. Let's pull some heaters, dude. Please and thank you. Imperm is worth. I have 3 Imperms already, though. I already have 3 Imperms. I think I just like pulled an Imperm from one of these packs and just crafted the other 2. Yeah, good luck on the pulls. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's get some heat. Let's get some heat. Come on. Let's do it. Let's do it. I love Ghost Bell. I mean, just even as a card, I love playing that card. Yang Zine Creation. Oh, Earthbound Servant and Geo Kraken. TG Metal Skeleton, Ancient Gear Knight, Gishki Abyss, White Sunfish, Left Hand Shark, DD Survivor. Oof, I love this card. An ultimate rare. So nice. So nice. All right, here we go. Come on. Go, 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 Ghosts. Oh my goodness. Battery Charger. Forbidden Apocrypha. Temple of the Mind's Eye. Lunalight Kaleido Check. That's a very, very good card in Modern Yu-Gi-Oh! Right now. Form Edge Wind Drainer. Hazy Flame. Ariaton. And Altergeist Loquitus. Yo, I love that deck in POS format, bro. Whew, I played a lot of this deck on the side. You know, Salad was my main deck, but I played a lot of Altergeist. I loved that deck. That deck was so cool. I think Ghost Bell needs an OTS Ultimate. I'm so shocked how there is no Ultimate Rare Ash Blossom. There's no Ultimate Rare Ghost Bell. There's no Ultimate Rare Phantasme. You know, like super influential cards in the games. And meanwhile, we get like ultimate rare, you know, Azamina card. Cool. Chaos Form. It's technically a Blue Eyes card, man. All right, here we go. Red Gardener, Arcana 4/7, the Chariots. Brave Eyes. That's a cool card. Power Code, Talker, Fusion Recovery. All right. Yo, Dark Magician of Chaos. He's just a common. Oh, man. How the mighty have fallen. How the mighty have fallen. Yo, Utopia. What does that mean? Does that mean the pack's like loaded when it does that? I really don't know what the like animations mean. I know you get a UR if it's all like purple and like shiny. Starry Night Blast. Time Thief Perpetua. They made more Time Thief cards other than Redoer? All right, I didn't know that. Junk Serpent, Simorg, Sylvan Sage Koya. Oh, that's a great card if you play hat format. Dude, these packs are just, what the heck? What are we pulling, man? No high rarity cards either to deconstruct yet. Latinum, Exarch of the Dark World, Battle Fusion, Worms. Yeah, these packs are pretty mid. Pretty mid, man. Yo, GBs, man. Ascendary. Oh, this card was so good when it came out in Extreme Victory. Oh, such a good card. A generic Gladiator Beast Fusion. Just takes 82 GBs. It was so good. That was, like, you wish Rescue Cat was legal and that card was around. But nah, that card got banned way before. Dude, these packs are so bad. What's up? Yeah, sure. Laval Cannon. That was part of the Laval Quasar deck from like 10 years ago. That deck was cool. Do I collect Japanese products? I have a few. I do have a few. I do have a few. I also collect some OCG cards as well. Fortune Ladies. Wow, that's a blast from the past. Oh my gosh. We got no ultras from those packs, but we did get a nib. We did get a nib. All right. Nothing super good there, but we did get a Nibiru. Okay, I'll be right back just a second. I got to get my wife some water. Just a sec. Hang tight. All right, I'm back. You were wrong. Oh, about the pack thing. Yeah, I do have like OCG stuff. I collect mostly just like really specific old cards. And I have some boxes and some like decks, you know. But not a whole lot. Not a whole lot. Do I think it'd be worth to pick up a Japanese Exodia Secret Rare set in near mint for $100? So is this the like the original like Secret Rare set? Oh, are there any cards that we can craft? Let's see. I don't think so. I think we have like no UR points, right? Let's take a look. Yeah, that's not a bad price, honestly. Not a bad price. Not a bad price. What do I need? I need another one of the, I need another Blue Eye Spirit Dragon. I'd like another Heavenly Spheres. We still need Moonlight Rose. I need, we can throw the nib in. I want to play it. Might as well. I have 80 of the other packs though. Which packs? How do I know I have packs? Where are they at? How do you know that you have packs open? Where does it show you that? Yeah, the star. Yeah, that's cool. If they're all like super near mint or like light play, that's not bad. That's a pretty cool thing to find. Shop? Bandai stuff is great. I love those. I still need a Bandai Blue Eyes for my collection. I really want like a mint condition one. I've seen plenty of them in my lifetime. They just aren't always in the best shape. I have almost a complete set of those, whatchamacallits, of the Bandai cards. I'm only missing a few. Blue Eyes is one of them. An Exodia. Secret pack? Whoa. Okay, we got some free pulls here. Flowers that thrive upon. Okay. 1 pack, 3 pulls. All right. Let's do it. Oh, it's a UR. That means it's ultra rare, right? When it's rainbow like this means it's good. Oh, buddy. Oh, buddy. Ooh, an SR. Wizard Haggardos. Exceed Armor Fortress. Ooh, nice. It's an ultra rare. What is this card? I don't even know this one. Beardgram, Shelled Emperor of the Forest Crown. What even is this for? Okay. That's not bad. We got an ultra from a free pack. Hopefully it's deconstructible. All right, next free pack. Come on. Bring the heat. Oh my. 2 in a row. 2 in a row. 2 in a row. 2 ultras in a row. Bro, what? What? No. No, dude. No way. 2 in a row. Oh, that's a good Yu-Gi-Oh card. Hot Red Dragon, Archfiend Abyss. Whoo. Dude. 2 in a row, man. Let's go. Almost as good as the other night when we, I was like, I really need a Blue Eye Spirit Dragon. And we did literally 1 pack and pulled the Blue Eye Spirit Dragon ultra rare from the 1 pack. I was like, sick. Let's go, man. Any other things that we have? No. Okay, so it's just those that we had, those 2 packs. Okay, so let's go back to our deck. We'd be able to build 1 ultra rare card here. Legacy. Oh, I skipped it. Oh, hold on. Hold on. Go back. Legacy packs. Okay, so back to shop. Pack. Where's Legacy at? Where is it? Oh, here. Oh, look at this. Should we open all 80? Big Gabonga is a sweet monster. Do we open all 80 of these? Do we open all 80 of these? Gosh, I love that new badge, dude. I love that new badge. That I put up a new channel member badge for when you reach 1 year. You get the Kaiba Man, the Legend badge at 1 year. Oh, it looks so good, man. That was a great decision to make that today. I love it. I love seeing those Kaiba Mans in chat. You guys are legends, dude. I love it. Love it. Looks so cool. The more you open at once, the better your odds. Really? That's a thing? Just open them individually? You get better odds that way instead of ripping all at once? Is that proven? You're not joking? Let's do 80. How many cards are even in these? I'm curious. I'm curious what's in these. Oh, it's only 2 cards per pack. All right. We'll just skip it. If it's only 2 cards, not a lot to look at. We got an ultra rare though. The World Chalice Blade Master. Arum. Dice jar, man. That's fun. Oh, maximum 6. I remember we pulled an ultimate rare of this on our 2-year anniversary stream a couple months ago. I opened a Light of Destruction booster box. I pulled an ultimate maximum 6. We also pulled Secret Rare Honest in that box. That box was goated, dude. Box was insane. Okay, we got an ultra. Dope. Yo, Jinzo, baby. Let's go, man. 5 more packs. Let's go. Skip. Nothing. Flame Ghost, bro. Gaming. All right, let's go back to their. Thanks, guys, for the heads up about all these like packs and stuff. I would have never seen those unless I sat there and like clicked every little thing. All right, so let's go URs that we can. Oh man, let's see. Where's the cards? Here we go. Okay, dismantle. Oh, it's a bonus one too, so it's worth 15. Sweet. All right, let's see here. What else did we pull? Hot Red Dragon Arching Abyss, and then Arum, just the Blade Master. Oh, can't dismantle that one. Sag. Okay, well we have enough points for 1 ultra. What should we get? I am between getting the 3rd Ether Barrel or our first Fuvalos. What do you guys think? Fuvalos or our 3rd Ether Barrel? That's what I'm between right now. Yeah, I can't dismantle the legacy cards, sadly. Should we get the 3rd barrel or should we grab our first Fuvalos? I'm unsure. Yeah, Fuvalos is an extra max C, basically. Yeah, having 1 Fuvalos could be cool. But at the same time, for consistency's sake, I think having a 3rd Ether Barrel makes more sense, you know? Yeah, wrong answer. No max Cs. Yorkie says no max Cs, 0. Don't play them. A 3rd Wishes is always an option as well still. All right. Yeah, I think Ether Barrel makes the most sense to craft. I think that's probably the best call for consistency's sake. Oh yeah, there's no wrong answer. Sorry, that's what you meant. Yeah, I think an Ether Barrel makes the most sense. Right? I think it really does. I think it makes the most sense. Because we just want consistency. We want access to the engines. Hand traps is just extra. Right? I think barrel makes sense to generate. My final answer. Boom. Sweet. Okay. Let's add another one into the deck. Oops. No, I did not want that. Ether Barrel. Boom, boom. Okay. Now, what do we cut from the deck to whittle it down? Or would you go 43? 43 sounds insane. For Master Duel. I don't know. I mean, I play 43 in real life in my Blue Eyes deck all the time. It's like if it's such a good number for this deck because of all the bricks, really lowers your chances of drawing bricks. I guess let's roll 43, man. Let's do it. Let's roll 43. Let's do it. Let's roll 43. Let's roll 43. All right, let's get a couple more duels in here before I gotta head off to bed. Yo, there's a Dark Magician. There's a Dark Magician right there. All right, let's see it. Pretty good hand. Pretty good hand. Joel and Valor. Our Drew Drill Beam, so we can interact. We have the blue eyes, so we can immediately board break if we need to. And we have Maiden. Great hand. This is a good hand. It's not a crazy hand, but it's good. It's very good. And if we don't need to use the Valor on this turn, this Valor can just become full combo. Cool. What happened to the Toon deck? Dude, they just stopped printing good Toon cards. That's really what happened to the Toon deck, man. They just stopped printing good Toon cards. There's a lot of Toon cards in the modern games. Just a lot of them just don't do enough. Yeah, drawing Lordly Load or Barrel would be crazy here for our 6th card. Ooh, could be a Blue Eyes. Yo, yep, it's Blue Eyes. We're gonna droll this for sure. You run 50 in your current primary build because of the ratios you're running? Makes sense. And if it works, it works. You know, that's... I've ran 50, 60 card decks before, man. And they work, you know. Okay, we'll resolve Droll here, just in case. Does my opponent have a response? Called by, cross out. Nope, no response. Okay, so they searched alternative, right? Where's the... Is this one down here? The little log thing? Is this the... What happened? Okay, yeah. Search Blue Eyes or Dragon and Blue Eyes alternative. Okay. Cool. Cool, cool. Yeah, Droll is... What do you guys think of Droll and Lockbird? Do you think the card should be legal? Or do you think the card should be banned? I know there's a lot of people in modern Yu-Gi-Oh! That just like want that card out of the game. Alternative, bro. Oof. I remember when this card got printed, man. It was so cool, man. The card was so good. Grass is such a funny card, man. I played a grass deck only once in my life. I went to YCS Atlanta in 2017. I went there with Zodiac built, ready to go. I was like, this is one of the like few times I went to a YCS where I was just like, I really want to just like take it serious. And then the day before the event, one of my buddies was just like, yo, dude, like got some grasses and like this other stuff. And we also, you know, we had a Minerva. This is before Minerva, the Lightsworn Exceed monster was reprinted. So it was like a $5,000 prize card. We had one, and I was like, all right, do I just play Zodiac or do I troll just to be able to play the Minerva this weekend? And I ended up just playing the Minerva. I made a 60 card pile grass deck. It was Lightsworn, Zombie, Synchro, just stupid deck. It was with Zodiacs too. I had Barrages and you know, Rat Piers and Thoroughblade in the air and everything. It was literally just a 60 card pile, and it was so good, man. I made day 2 of the YCS. I was like, what the heck, dude? And every time I summoned Minerva, dude, my opponents were like, whoa, like they went crazy. Cause like, you know, Minerva was only a YCS prize card and she was so expensive, dude. What do we do here? Should we start with Maiden or should we lead with... I guess we just like go with the back row. Because this is the card, can't add because of Droll. Can't add because of Droll. And this does nothing on my turn. This only does on his turn to pop. So it's just a set card. I think we just Drill Beam a set card. I can clear the board out here. We can just go into like homie, you know, Tyrant Dragon, do the thing. Let's go, yeah, I'll start with Maiden of White, get True Light here. Max C was our top deck. Oof. Probably gonna discard that. Nah, let's discard the blue. No, I think, I don't know. Do we discard the Blue Eyes or do we discard the Max C here? Because like if we discard the Blue Eyes, the Drill Beam is useless. But like, what is set that can interact with my cards right now that like matters? Not much, right? More so it's gonna be hand traps, and I can't deal with hand traps at all right now. So really, all yeah, there's no real other than like there's counter traps that Drill Beam can't interact with that. If it can't be imperm, other you know, because they can't negate anything on my board, so the imperm column doesn't matter. Yeah, I think it's proper to just dive in and discard the Blue Eyes first. I think it's proper to discard Blue Eyes and keep the Max C for their turn. I think it's proper to do that. We'll get Roar and Sage. I think that's proper. And then before we go in with Sage, we'll Roar so we can get access to Drill Beam here. And we'll do the one from deck. And we'll go Maiden. So there we go. Perfect. Cool. All right, my opponent has an interaction on the summon of my monsters. So tribute one effect monster, target one effect monster opponent controls, send it to the graveyard. Then special summon one level 7 hard and roll monster from your deck. Do we chain Max C? We can chain Maiden here to get a Blue Eyes White Dragon out of the graveyard here. Or we can just Drill Beam it all together. Because they're just going to summon a normal monster. And they tributed Blue Eyes Alternative White Dragon. I think we keep the Drill Beam. I think it's best for us to chain Maiden to get the Blue Eyes in the just out of the grave. Why not? Instead of having to use its effect later, because the Sanctuary is dead right now. So then we'll chain Max C. We'll draw one. So we'll draw one, and then we'll also get a Blue Eyes out of the grave. It's fine, totally fine, and keep the Drill Beam for like their turn. There's no reason in using it here. Sweet. Blue Eyes. I've got two Blue Eyes White Dragons on the field, man. All right, so he's gonna summon from the deck here, and we're gonna draw one off that Max C. So they've assembled their Blue Eyes. Cross out, so we are nib proof, baby. Woof, we're going in, man. I'm going in. I'm going all in here, baby. Going all in, man. No way. We are cruising, dude. All right, let's get our Neo Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon equipped. We'll just contact fuse into Tyrant right away. Tyrant's gonna clear his whole field. That's amazing. Okay, we're gaming. Summon Sage for our normal summon. We'll search. We'll use the effect to search a second copy of Sage, or not Sage, Veiler, I mean. And then we can go for, I don't know if we really need Spirit here, other than just like search field spell. It's not enough for game. The double Blue Eyes White Dragon is not enough for game. I'd rather have the Spirit to negate, because we're gonna be able to do 900 and 400. So that's 13 plus 6,000 direct. How much is that? 13 plus 6,000, 73. Oh no, we have the field spell for, no, we can't dump because we don't have three Blue Eyes. We already have two. If I had access to use field spell effect, I actually would have game here, but it's all good. I wouldn't have been able to do this play without it, so. With the field spell, without the other ability. Yeah, I think we just don't go, I can't go for a game here. I can't. So I think it's fine to just go battle phase first here. Actually no, let's go Spirit for damage. No, I want the synchro. I want to negate their graveyard because they do have graveyard effects here. I want to negate their graveyard. Let's do this. Well, Tyrant over the whole board. Tyrant is just like the best card ever, dude. Love this. Probably my favorite card in the entire deck. I love this card, man. We have 3k direct. We go main 2. And then we will go ahead and... But then Drill Beam's not active, so that is a problem. So we go... we go Spirit, but we'll do it with Tyrant, sadly, because I do need the blue eyes on the board for Drill Beam to work. So, yeah, we'll set Drill Beam, and we'll pass turn there, Chief. And that's not bad. Not a bad turn. Guys, make sure to smash the like button, please, and thank you. We want to get those likes up as high as we possibly can every time, you know. YouTube loves that like button, man. They love it. Doctor says, time to go cook with Red Dragon Archfiend, even though you know the deck works. There's so many funky little interactions you're learning. Also, time to start a new Master Duel account and build goblins. That's wild. It banishes as cost, so I shouldn't be able to negate. Oh, you can negate the activation. Activates Engrave. Yeah, let's do that. I don't want them to add the blue eyes back because that gives them potential to like trade in, or someone with Master, or someone another alternative. So we want to negate the add back of blue eyes for sure there. Definitely worth negating. Definitely worth negating that. All right, they have Keeper of Dragon Magic. So this is a discard to search Polymerization. So we can just Veiler. We can just Veiler that. We do not really need to interact with Drill Beam. Veiler's enough. What was their cost? What'd they discard for cost? Priestess with Eyes of Blue. Okay, that's good. Yeah, they're good. Resolve. And they have one card in hand. I think that's just going to be the end of their turn there. They could technically make a Spirit with Eyes of Blue. I mean, it's Veilered, so you could reveal for cost. Totally fine, but it's negated. Cool. All right, what do they got? End phase. All right, we're gonna True Light in the end phase. Especially, they're like, nah, I'm good. I'm good. I'm out of here. This is Monkey Town. Oh man. Branded? No, Malice. Malice is definitely the best deck in this. Malice is in its own universe. Malice is just like in its own league. Like no other deck can like even come close to its power level in Master Duel. It's crazy. Ooh, look at all this. Oh, this hand is bad. Maxi. Sure. We have Droll. Yeah, it's Lordly Load or Bust, dude. This hand's pretty bad. It's Lordly Load or Bust. This has to resolve. Otherwise, it's going to be triple tactics, draw 2. Oh, it resolves. Sick. All right, we're going to Ether Barrel here. Get access to a Drill Beam. Sir. Ice Barriers. Extra deck for Malice? Yeah, it's entirely links. All 15 cards are links. We can give them 2 cards with Max C. Or we can give them 1 and lose the Droll. Because essentially what I want to do is just like Lordly Load and grab out Blue Eyes and then make Heavenly Spheres pass. That's all I want to do, really. There's like literally no point in doing any other line at all. It's just gonna give them cards. I really don't want to use Droll if I don't have to right here. I think we just give them a couple cards and they clearly have like an interaction. So I think we just give them 2 cards off of the Max C. Yeah, I think the Droll is probably better to use on their turn. We'll just give them 2 draws. This way we have 2 interrupts on board. We've got the Drill Beam and the Seals. And then we have Droll as well. So let's just go to end phase. This is fine. I like this. It's not bad. Not bad. It's the best we can do with that hand. The only other thing that we could have, we're playing Malice. We're playing against Malice. So Gold Sark. Gold Sark is gonna get them access to White Rabbit, and then White Rabbit's gonna get them TB, and that's gonna get them everything. There's a world where I negate that with Drill Beam, dude. Like, there's a world where I negate that. They have 6 cards in hand, though, bro. That's insane. They have 6 cards. Yeah, I think... Is Gold Sark limited on Master Duel? Or is it at 2? I'm assuming it's at 1. Yeah, I think we drill beam it. I think we have to drill beam. I think we drill beam the Gold Sark, reveal the blue eyes. I think we have to, and then just like interact with their normal summon with Heavenly Spheres and just pray that that's enough. As long as, I mean, they're using spheres gives them bestial access, which kind of sucks. But we'll see what they got here. They have the field spell anyways. We can do this. It'll stop it. Yeah. Can return this to hand, and then it can't resolve, and then we get to summon from deck. They have Ash Blossom, it looks like. You probably would. You should Ash here, so I don't get Barrel. Or not Barrel. Jet Drag. Dominus Impulse works too. Dude, I'm like playing. It's like playing real life Yu-Gi-Oh right now. So now they just summon Dormouse and I lose. GG. Yep. So we can droll the Chessy Cat. And then that's really it. We'll be able to droll the Chessy Cat here. Which stops like White Binder draw, and really that's really all it does. I mean, there's not a lot of draw in here. Yeah, summon one from deck is fine. So they're gonna bring back, they're gonna summon White Rabbit. Droll could save me? Not really. I have no interactions now. They can just like full combo here. So they can just go Hazard Dose, they can just go Lizard Dose here, special summon, banish Dormouse, summon Dormouse, make White Binder. Thankfully, I mean White Binder is just really nasty here because I will lose Blue Eyes. If they're smart, they'll banish Drill Beam, Ether Barrel, and Blue Eyes. That's what I would banish. So now they're gonna get White Rabbit out of deck. Is March Hare in this game yet? Did they give them March Hare also? Did they just say here's the full Malice deck, have fun? Yeah, GWC to summon one from the graveyard or banish pile. So they'll be able to go, yeah, White Binder. Yeah, they'll go White Binder, banish those 3 targets that I mentioned would be the best play here. And then they can use this to banish White Binder, special summon back White Binder. Can't draw, but it's all right. You get the Link 3 back. And then they could use the 2 bodies, 2 extra bodies that they've generated to make Splash Mage. And they can summon back Splash Mage, special summon with the Doorbell, and they can make Heart Scriptor. They can just go for game. They can just game. They could literally kill me. They could kill me right here. If the math is right in my head, they should just game me with. Oh, they're going Red Ransom. Interesting. Red Ransom. I guess. I would have gone for White binder, dude. Why are we splash maging there? Why would they? Why? They literally just, they should have a Link 3 still on the field. There's White Binder. Okay, White Binder to banish 3. Yeah, like I said, if they're smart, they will banish Blue Eyes, Barrel, and Drill Beam. Nope. They chose Heart Scripter, even though they literally have the trap card set. Like, they could have literally used the trap card to banish White Binder, summon back, have all this without doing. They could have literally banished everything, but alright. Interesting. Yeah, March Hare is in the game. They have the entire deck. That's crazy. Yeah. Pay to add back and then special summon. Yep. Well, that White Binder is not coming back, so that's good. That White Binder is not coming back. Oh, yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Because they used the on the Red Ransom. Yep. So they're getting to the same board that I was already saying, but they're just doing it a little different. They could have done this for less cards. But yeah, I lose anyways. It's gonna be Link Rebo. Link Decoder's legal? Oh yeah, we lose. We're cooked. We lose. Link Decoder's legal. Summon Bestial, GG. Firewall works too. Got Link Decoder summon back. Cool. Yeah, we lose. We lose, guys. It's over. It's over. It's over. They don't have lethal yet. If they have a Bestial, they have game. I mean, they already should have had game, though. Honestly, like, having access to Marsha too, they should have already had game. They should have already had game here. Let's see, though. Yeah, Link Decoder is banned in the TCG. I think in the OCG also. I think this card's banned in every format but Master Duel. This card's broken. I mean, that's the thing with this deck is like the Link 1s and the Link 2s make this deck broken. Like without any of those cards, this deck has to do so much to like do anything. Like Link Rebo, Link Rebo, Link Decoder, Splash Mage, Lizard Haggardos. Like those cards are just so broken for this strategy, man. So broken. Yeah, they're gonna make Appaloosa here. Probably, huh? Nope, Heart Scripter with the attack boost. Still not game yet. Yeah, shuffle that back to banish my Lordly Load. Sure. Set one pass. Okay, I'll take 5,600. Not lethal. So what do we have? Imperm, useless. I guess we can use it to bait. I think we imperm here. We imperm the Cryptor to get the banish off the board, and then we to kind of like force him to play with it, and then we drill beam the GWC. I think that's the play. Yeah, let's imperm the Heart Scriptor here. I would rather negate the Firewall, but this having the non-targeting banish is just so annoying. So let's go for imperm on Heart Cryptor. Of course they have cross out. Why wouldn't they? They're just better than we are. Just way better Yu-Gi-Oh players. Well, now we're in a predicament. Do we negate the crossout designator? Because they're just gonna bring back Homegirl to get a draw. And just Link. They're gonna try and do some shenanigans with Firewall. I think it's better to try to play through this than this. I think the trap is more devastating. We need to negate the trap. We need to negate the trap card. That's just too much. But then I have no play. I literally just have talents, and I that's it. I literally can't do I can't do anything. We just lose. Yeah, there's no way. I was hoping that they would use Heart Scripter, but no, we just lose. I can't talents. We can't talents anything. And then that is game. All of my draw phase too. So cool. All right, yeah, this is ass cheeks. I hate Malice, man. I hate that deck so much, bro. It's the most... Since I've come back to the game, outside of Tempai, it's literally the most degenerate deck I have seen in the history of the game. You know, like... And I'm not saying that because it's lost to it. I'm just like, I've played against it 1,000 times in real life. It's so frustrating. It's literally debilitating to play against that deck. It just has infinite options all the time. All the time. And it can play all the best cards in the game currently. Like, ugh, it's frustrating. Not tier. See, I don't know much about tier elements. I wasn't playing Yu-Gi-Oh! And tier elements was good. I do not. I know what they do. I've seen the gameplay, but like I haven't actually sat down and played the deck myself. Okay, this hand's good. This hand's really good. We got like full everything. Again, start with Lordly Load every time. Start with the Primates. Start with the free incremental card advantage before your opponent, force your opponent to interact with you before you go into your Blue Eyes cards. Always start with these guys. Yes, Inferno does have modern support. They got a bunch of new cards last year. My opponent's just like, F this. I'm sorry, man. Jeez. At least it ain't Malice, homie, right? At least it ain't Malice. Do I need to start putting Lancia in my deck now? Do we have to start playing the card? Are we gonna start like running into Malice decks? That's the first Malice we've seen since we started playing. First time I've ever seen it. You're at Diamond rank grinding with Blue Eyes? That's dope. It's a high rank, man. Very good. Maxi. Google us. Okay, I guess we start with Wishes and try. Wishes, discard Blue Eyes. Nice, it resolves. Let's get Roar and Sage. Salesman. It's a good card. But I feel like with Salesman, just like, why not just play Prohibition? Why not just play Prohibition? Because it like turns off the effect forever, not just one turn. All right, let's go. We're playing into Nib here. Most likely. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we're gonna do like 6 or 7 summons this turn. So we are playing into Nibiru here, but it is what it is. At Mausoleum. Thankfully, we will have like the second summon. So, and I'm gonna try and just not use True Light here at all. I just want to use Roar. Actually, Roar was a waste. I could have just used Spirit. This is this is bad. That was not what I should have done. This is a waste. This is a waste of a Roar. That was a waste of a card. Because now I can't summon my girl. That was a waste. Yeah, we should have just done this from the beginning. I'm a fool. I guess we could have played through Nibiru here using the effect to summon. We could also have just played around Nibiru by using the effect and then just making the dude Heavenly Spheres. That's not bad. Sure, you can see what bundles I have available, of course. Yeah, Prohibition is continuous. Prohibition should be legal. At least it's legal in TCG. You can play it at 3. Okay, let's make a Spirit here. We could technically use True Light here to make what's it called, but I don't think we need to. I think we just do this. Just end on this. If they have nib, they have nib, but we can still play with Mausoleum and stuff and True Light. So let's just go here, set all this, go to end phase. And doesn't let me activate True Light in the end phase. Dude, why is this game broken? Guys, why is this game broken? Every time I've tried to go to end phase to activate True Light, it doesn't let me do it. But you could legit do it. It is absolutely 100% a legal action you can do in Yu-Gi-Oh! I do it all the time in real cards. What the heck? Because now we don't have Majesty for the double pop. Bro, what is wrong with this game? What's wrong with this game? Albion. So it was a branded Despia deck. We're cool. We're cool. We're good. Don't need to tag out just yet. Do I usually try to play around Nibiru? I feel like you kind of have to. Nibiru is really just really nasty. That is branded opening is fine. They're gonna discard a card to get a Luber, which gets access to branded fusion. I think we just drill beam branded fusion, dude. Despian Comedy, okay. We can negate that with Spirit. It's fine. No Luber, they go for Tragedy. Interesting. Did they hard draw branded fusion then? Usually you would go for a Luber to search branded fusion. They've got the Golden Sword Soul. Okay, so this is like probably a starter deck. That's so weird. Before the end of the main phase. Are they going to battle? Oh, just going to end phase? They're going battle. Oh, why? What are they going to do in battle here? Yep. Hey, Bubba. True. Yeah, this will be our last duel. I do gotta roll. Ooh. Let's see here. Why are they declaring an attack? This doesn't do anything. What are they scheming? I'll let it slide, man. All right, they're just taking damage. Cool. You play on the PS5? I'm confused. Like, what is my opponent's strategy here? I feel like they've done like literally nothing that branded should be doing here. So they're gonna go end phase. All right, here we'll go True Light, and we'll get our get our Majesty that I should have already had, but whatever, man. Yeah, I'll go Majesty here, set, and there's a world where we can go Spirit, tag into Lightstorm, pop back row, Lightstorm pops itself, and we could set Wishes or Roar. But that just seems so pointless. That just seems so pointless. Now we can just Majesty the whole field. Like, that literally doesn't matter. Okay, a Veiler is interesting here. I mean, it could be a bot. This could literally just be a bot. You're right. We just have game. Yeah, we have game. Switch to attack, go to battle phase. This is game. Battle phase, Majesty, pop the whole field. We have Drill Beam to counter if they have a playable card in the back row, which they do. Banish any number of branded spells and traps from your graveyard, especially some of that many Ice Blade tokens. So that's cost to banish to get one token. That's fine because they get a token at resolution, so I can still destroy it with Majesty because it's a non-target destruction. So that's fine. So at resolution, they'll get a token. And then we get to pop token and Despian Tragedy. So we still get to clear their board here. Yep. Reveal blue eyes. Yep. Reveal blue eyes. Pop. Pop. Cool. Right. This card is sent to the graveyard or banned for counter effect. You can add one Despia card from deck to your hand. Can't do anything. Can't do anything. Let's just negate it with Spirit. Just negate it. Yeah. Lyat Storm is the Blue Eyes version of Koi Belt. Absolutely. Just negate that. And then we attack for 25. Attack for 3,000 and then True Light for game. We got it. We got it, baby. We got it, baby.
I've been smacking around virtual monsters like you ever since I could talk. As a matter of fact, my first words were Neutron Blast Attack.
Absolutely, Kaiba, go, buddy. Yes. Oh man, GG, dude, GG. Oh my god. Yahoo! Oh my gosh. Cool. All right. Well, that was good. Got a couple duels in. Got some really good conversations in today as well. All in all, really fun stuff. Big shout outs to of course, to all the members of my Patreon, especially our Dictators of Devastation, Wyman Guy, Larry D, Quinn, Savvy, Trips, Puppy Pack, our Kings of Devastation, Spartan, Cerberus, Condor, and my mom, and our Moon Tier, Zephyros. Shout out to all the Kaiba Man members, and especially the Tier 2 Ultra Kaiba Mans, the Larry D, Puppy Pack, and Main Phase 1. And also just want to give a huge, also special thank you to everyone that came out today and you know, enjoyed having some fun, talking, sharing, liking as well, especially if you subscribe today. Thank you so much for joining the channel. Really appreciate your support. And thank you so much to Miguel, It Is Not, and Jazz for those crazy super chats earlier, starting us off with some jazz it up action. Really appreciate that a lot. Thank you so much. Super fun stuff. I really enjoy getting to play some Yu-Gi-Oh and talk about Yu-Gi-Oh with you guys on these live streams. And will the Kaiba Man retrain make me play 3 Blue Eyes? Yes, if we decide to do that build. I do want to make a build for that. It's definitely not the better version to play it, but it is good. I think the card is really cool. I just got to get my hands on Kaiba Man the Legend myself. I just got to get the card myself. Love the streams and always fun chats. I appreciate it, TJ. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I appreciate having you here. Very fun stream. I will be live again Saturday. We'll be live again on Saturday. And I will see you guys then. I'll be live tomorrow on my Twitch doing some helping my friend with some charity work. But you guys are welcome to go to the Twitch channel. Same name as the YouTube. But I'll see you guys again here on YouTube on Saturday, and we'll play some more Yu-Gi-Oh together. You guys are awesome. Appreciate your support so much. And we'll have some giveaways on Saturday as well. I'll have some cards to give out, you know, to the chat. So definitely enjoy those. But until next time, Devastator Squad, stay awesome. You guys are the best. Good night. Thanks, Synchron. Appreciate that, man.